combination, the flashy punches, the flurries of Gary Antonio Russell to take charge and take the lead.
And you can relate to this, I'm sure, Sergio. It's got to be frustrating when you're facing an opponent that's not hurting you, but he's clearly landing on you. Like, I don't think that Santillana's been hurt at any point during this fight by the shots from Gary Antonio Russell, but he just can't seem to blunt the attack. There you go, right there. 4, 5, 6 punch combination, a lot of scoring shots.
And that's what you call shoe shining. You know, it's not, you're not trying to batter your opponent. You're not trying to hurt him. You're just flashy with the shoe shine. You know, those are flurries that look good and could steal rounds in close rounds. But so far, Santillana hasn't really made them close rounds. It's just flashy combination punching by Russell. And if you notice, Russell stopped clinching like he had, you know, so whenever it's actually Santillana that's getting worn now because he looks more fatigued on the inside.
Now, when I was talking to Russell about fatigue on his side, asking him if he felt he was in the best of shape after that long layoff. He said, hey, in my family, boxing is a lifestyle. We are year-round. You can see that with his brother, his trainer, his other brother, current world champion. They live this life.
Santillana raring back and firing, but that means Russell can see those punches coming from a mile away. That's some frustration from the Dominican Republic athlete. A true pioneer of boxing, Katie Taylor brings her legendary career full circle September 5th at Croke Park. The Irish icon steps into the ring for one final chapter as she looks to become undisputed once again as she faces France's Flora Bealey in front of a home crowd live on DAZN.
Yeah, that is going to be one of the most electric atmospheres that you'll ever see in boxing. 80,000 plus in Croke Park to say goodbye to arguably the greatest women's boxer of all time.
I had a chance to talk to Katie a couple weeks ago, and she's someone who does not like the limelight. She doesn't like the shine. I said, how are you going to feel about that walk? She said, I don't even know what to do with my hands when we're going to make that walk. I'm terrified of that. She's only comfortable when she's in the ring, Sergio.
I just, you know, I'm glad to be a part of her greatness because we called her early fights. I think her first fight was in Boston, and we just seen her shine and become.
For 12, it has been so far the Gary Antonio Russell show. Chris Mannix doesn't have Santillana even winning a round.
Yeah, I think he's been competitive in a couple of rounds, and he's not hurt, and he's still throwing punches. But I think the game plan of Gary Antonio Russell has been really good. Even you see right there, just frustration on the face of Santillana. He can't quite figure out how to solve this puzzle.
Yeah, and we've seen that in his fight with Nasukawa and also with Ishida, a fight that he could have won, but he let Ishida actually take control of close rounds, and it seems like he hasn't learned his lesson as Santillana. And that's what comes down to temperament. You know, it's not that he can't fight. He could box, he could fight. He has good technique, good fundamentals, but this comes down to character, and he just lets his opponent take charge. He's not alpha in there.
Exchange jabs. Santillana more than willing to stand and trade at this point as we look at the fight stats through 8 rounds. Russell has thrown more punches and has landed more power punches for sure, and jabs. Heavily tilted.
Good body punch by Santillana on the inside. It was a nice right hand. See right here, no jabs. And that's where he gets hit with that 1-2 right down the middle. The lack of jabs and the lack of consistent body work has been costing Victor Santillana.
This was a pick'em fight here in Las Vegas. In fact, some places had Santillana as the slight favorite. But it doesn't look like that right now. Unless the judges are seeing something completely different. Russell sitting down, sitting down on those power shots.
Chopping hooks right there to the side of the head. Santillana does a good job to block his chin and jaw, but the side of the head is open. You would think Russell was just going to go around the guard now and continue hooking. punches like that, haymakers like that will hurt you.
Sergio, what do you think of the cold mask in the corner of Russell? We've seen that with Gary Antoine Russell. I believe we saw with Gary Russell Jr. during his fighting days. What do you think of that?
Hey, listen, if you're going to be a gladiator, might as well, you know, have the gladiator ice pack.
It's creative, that's for sure.
It's like Maximus
Decimus Meridius.
Decimus. Hey, good job.
Well, coming up next, it's our co-main event of the evening as Yoeli Hernandez fights on a major card for the first time. El Diablo, as he's known, 10-0 with 9 knockouts, facing off against Argentina's Francisco Barrón.
Russell once again missing with home run haymakers with that left hand. Santillan's not even turning his chin or nothing. He's just coming forward. And those punches just barely missing.
The crowd starting to get frustrated with the pace of this fight. Seems like round by round, it's been a carbon copy of the last one. You know, Santillan kind of advancing, not throwing enough punches. And Antonio Russell landing flurries, winning these exchanges.
Stop! No, no shoulder, no shoulder. No, no. No shoulder. I got you.
Well, Russell said there's levels to this game, and I'm going to prove to Santillan I'm a level above him, and for the most part, that appears to be what's happened tonight.
Oh, he shook up Santillan with that left hand.
And you can see why Gary Antonio Russell is saying, he said, hey, maybe I'll go to 118. He's not a very big 122. If he can make 118, he could probably have some success there.
And stay active in either weight division. You know, that's the main thing. Just stay active, you know. So you don't have to be the biggest puncher, but activity comes confidence.
What, 33 years old? Is he really wanting to fight that much anymore if he hasn't been doing it the last 3 or 4 years?
It seemed like he still takes him one step closer to becoming the 3rd member of his family to be a world champ.
And hitting them 30s is exactly when you got to stay, you know, busy. You can't be fighting once a year, because the older you get, the more effect it has on you.
That's challenging too, because he's been largely operating without a promoter, been kind of out in the boxing wilderness to a degree.
And that's the reason for the inactivity. It's hard for free agents to stay busy because promoters aren't willing to give you that slot if you're not signed with them.
Especially in these smaller weight classes.
Every round looks the same.
Yeah, I think Santillan's going to be disappointed in himself. You know, he's competitive, but he's not active enough. He's on the front foot, but he's not throwing jabs. His posturing, he's not doing enough.
Que diga la pierna, que diga la pierna. Vamos a tratar de buscar una mano fuerte, que se caiga, que se acabe esto.
Listen, you're going to have to land a big punch, all right, for this to end.
Vamos a combinar, vamos a combinar. Vamos a combinar.
Come on, you got to throw combinations. You can do it. Let's go.
Tú puedes. Tú puedes. Vamos a meter mano dura.
Come on, you got to throw hard punches, hard hands.
Tú puedes cambiar esto.
You can change this around. You can turn this around.
Quedan 2 rounds, hay tiempo para que todo cambie.
There's still time left for you to change this.
Seconds out. Round 11. 11.
These are the championship rounds. We're live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Victor Santillan, the interim champ, taking on Gary Antonio Russell, and it's almost been a clean sweep for the fighter out of Washington, D.C. As Santillan's just been frustrated and bewildered since the opening bell.
And they're still telling him that he has time left, but he has less than 6 minutes. Time definitely is running out.
Now, they also told him that he needs a knockout, and that's probably the best advice that you can give him.
Look at Chris Mannix's scorecard through 10.
Yeah, I've got it 100 to 90 at this point. And while there have been some competitive rounds mixed in, I think that Russell's done enough to win every single run of them, especially over these last 5. They have just looked very much the same round after round, with Russell's activity besting kind of just the plodding, come-forward nature of Santillan. 190 on my card.
I wouldn't even even call it plotting. It's like ineffective action. You know, he's just following Russell. He's content with just following a fighter and not trying to do not trying to take any chances to get hurt or even hurt his opponent.
Well, Chris, we talked about the king of this division, Naoya Inoue, at 122 pounds. Any updates on the latest with a possible showdown between him and Bam Rodriguez?
Well, I think Bam is going to return this fall against Christian Medina in a title unification fight at 118 pounds. And after that, the hope is on Bam's side that they can make the fight with Inoue at 122. Inoue was kind of ambiguous about whether or not he's staying at 122. He can always go up to 126 and fight for a world title there. But I think everybody in boxing is hoping he sticks around for at least one more fight at 122. And we get one of the biggest fights in the smaller weight classes in boxing history.
Nice left hand there from Russell.
Yeah, Russell's not going to be stopped now. He's feeling himself now.
He's figured him out, hasn't
He
he?
has zero respect for Santillan. Just so smooth with his upper body, his footwork. He's not stepping back like he was out of range. Look, little step backs like that, not getting out of range and catching him with that check hook. Russell's in a flow now, and it's just too little, too late for Victor Santillan.
Good body shot from Santillan, but Russell answers back with a few of his own.
Stop.
Anything Santillan can do, Russell can do better, at least in this fight.
Stop.
How good can Russell be in this division, Chris?
Well, outside of Inoue, it's pretty wide open. Now, Junto Nakatani is also at 122, and he's a pretty elite guy, top 10 pound-for-pound guy the last couple of years. But you know, this has been a good performance for Gary Antonio Russell, and one that I hope he continues to build on for the rest of the year.
Hey, guess what? Last motherfucking round coming up. You understand? Last round. You know what I want?
You want to try to finish?
No.
Go ahead, you using that first.
Go get this motherfucker, bro.
No, okay.
My bad.
Bucket.
No, give me that. Hey, this round right here, smooth.
Clean left hook around the guard. If you would have threw it 1 inch, even a little longer, it would have more effect. See, landing nice shots like that. You would think that Santillan wouldn't be able to get hit with those shots. He's been getting hit with hooks the entire time, not punching and dipping, not trying to do anything to offset those hooks. And the confidence through the roof for Gary Antonio Russell.
You heard his brother tell him, hey, it's the last round. Let's go.
Oh,
Get him, and he couldn't get him. First punch, he threw it around, he dropped him.
Picture perfect hook right on the temple. That was what a shot for Gary Antonio Russell. I tell you what, he's up big right now in the scorecards, but a knockout would make a pretty big statement in this division.
And Santillan's falling all over the place, trying to hold on. Russell says, get off me.
What a statement Russell can make with a last-minute knockout. A 12th round knockout is something very difficult to do. Normally, punches can't carry the punch all the way to the end. Russell with a perfect time, accurate shot.
Just the second time Santillan's ever been down. Let's see how he handles this.
And he fell in such an awkward way, kind of twisted, fell almost face first.
Even if Santillan is blocking those shots, he should just flurry, keep him hurt. Russell's letting this knockout go away from him. He has an opponent hurt in front of him. You can tell by Santillan not moving that he's rocked. He's probably buzzed, and Russell's not taking advantage of it.
I think Russell's trying to get him to open up a little bit.
Now forget open up. Look, aim at the gloves. He's still hurt. Russell's letting the stoppage go right here. This is the opportunity. Flurry away.
Santillan holding on for dear life. Half the round to go.
Yeah, we wondered who was holding on early in this fight, but clearly the 12th round, it's Santillan doing the holding, trying to survive to the end of the 12th.
How much does Russell want the KO? And if Santillan wants to win this fight, he would encourage Russell to let his hands go, gives him some opportunities to land his right hand. Or his left hand, since he's southpaw.
Santillan's just looking to, moral victory and go the distance. He hasn't really been trying to do anything these rounds. He's been getting outclassed and outshined, And right now, at the brink of getting stopped, if Russell could put it into another gear right now.
And we mentioned this at the top of the fight, but Gary Antonio Russell, like his brothers, are right-handed. So that right hand is the power hand of Gary Russell. Got him with it again.
We'll give Santillan credit. He's still trying to land his own shots. He's not just trying to survive. Russell clubbing left. Santillan trying to shake it off. This crowd, they want blood.
No uppercuts by Russell. Santillan caught. He already felt the power of Russell. Now, that's not enough, so not going around the guard. Now it's uppercuts. It's creative, and be a little bit more creative with your combinations if you're Russell.
10 seconds, 10 segundos.
And that will do it. A little bit of excitement in the 12th and final round, but it was all one-way traffic as Gary Antonio Russell dominates Victor Santillan.
Dominates and turns heads with that knockdown. That actually turned an average one-sided performance, a good performance, an interesting performance moving forward, but that just makes it seem like, okay, now we got something with Russell.
His brother told him to go get him, and he did it 3 seconds in, I believe, and around number 12 dropped him, but couldn't keep him down for good. Kudos to Victor Santillan for that. Let's look at our highlights from this one, and they will tilt heavily in favor of Russell.
And here's that check hook right there. Top of the head. I thought it was right in the tip of the chin. It was on top of the head, and the entire fight, you could see that Russell was chopping the temple, side of the head. Finally, the legs betrayed him. The legs were out of there. It wasn't really that Victor Santillan was that hurt. It was that his legs betrayed him, and that's what happens when you get hit with those club-in temple shots. But this is where Russell let that knockout slide. He should have just put caution through the wind and start flurrying. Channel your Sugar Ray Leonard and just throw everything at your opponent.
What grade would you give Antonio Russell?
You know, there was moments of an A, and there was moments of a B minus, somewhere in between, a solid B, I would say.
So he will pick up his 22nd career victory, will improve to 22-1. As for Victor Santillan, he's about to drop to 16-3. As if Halloween wasn't scary enough, Canelo Alvarez returns to the ring in a super middleweight blockbuster October 31st, taking on undefeated knockout artist Christian Mbili, who puts his WBC title on the line live and exclusively on DAZN as part of your Ultimate subscription. All right, let's hear the official numbers from Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Max DeLuca scores the bout 118-109. Judges John McCarthy and Don Trella both score the bout 119-108. All three in favor of the winner. And he is the new interim WBA Super Bantamweight Champion, Gary Antonio Russell.
Well, Sergio, when you got that many brothers in the same sport, you're not just fighting to impress your friends, you're fighting to impress your brothers and your family. Do you think he did that tonight?
I think he definitely put that Russell name. He made that Russell name proud. I mean, that's the thing about these Russells. They can fight, they can box, they have the swag, they have the intelligence, and they have the backing, man. But look, activity, that's the number one thing I want to see from Gary Antonio Russell moving forward. Not even breathing hard, not even content, not even
smiling
about this performance, because the Russells demand more.
A winning performance from Washington, D.C.'s Gary Antonio Russell as we go back upstairs to Kate Scott.
Yes, thank you so much, Todd. Kate here with Emiliano Vargas and Malik Scott. Gary Antonio Russell getting the job done. In impressive fashion, doesn't get the finish, but he still gets a very one-sided result in that fight. When you're in a family like the Russell family and you've got your two brothers who've already had their world championship belts. That has got to feel good to now finally belong in that class as well.
Yeah, no doubt. That's something that me and my brothers would definitely aspire to do. I mean, that's the goal. All three brothers to become world champion. I know, that energy definitely pushed him in training camp to be the best version of himself tonight. And, you don't want to be the brother that doesn't pick up the world title,
Right.
So it definitely, they're going to push you, and I'm happy to see it. Like I said, he put on a great performance, stopped him. Hurt him in the last round, but finished off great.
As clean a victory as that was, and one-sided on the scorecards, he didn't get the stoppage. Sergio, watching on, thought that he potentially could have. Let's just kind of look back through the fight, Malik. What did you think?
I thought he was doing good inside fighting. At times when he was clinching, he was working the free hand. The hook was there a lot, especially southpaw against southpaw. But what I thought he should have did more was go to the body a little bit more earlier. And then when he got the knockdown, I felt as though the guy was hurt, but he didn't pick up the pace on him, and he continued to let the guy clinch when he was hurt.
You agree with Sergio?
And you can't really do, yes, I definitely agree with Sergio. Like, he should have really went, balls to the wind and really just picked up the pace and went with volume, because you never know, you would get a ref to come in there and stop it, because you got your guy hurt and he's coming in, and you know what I mean? So it just would have been better if he would have did that.
What did you like about what you saw from Gary Antonio Russell tonight?
You could definitely see his inside work. Some styles, they just want to box the whole fight. He was able to show his dog and show that he's able to put the pressure. I definitely do agree with Malik. He could have threw some padded shots and made it look more than what it was, and could have just got the stoppage.
It's another belt for Team Russell, isn't it? I mean, when you think about the legacy that Gary Russell Sr. left behind and how he built that out of the basement of his home, it's just incredible to have multiple world champions in one family, Malik.
It's probably one of the most impressive stories in boxing, what he left. First of all, what he built when he was here with his sons. Then when he left behind, they continued to carry the torch. And, he's looking down proud and smiling, and I'm sure he's having a good time enjoying watching his boys doing it.
Amen. So good. One question we forgot to ask you earlier. I believe that you're walking out Teofimo Lopez. Is that right?
Yes, I am. Like I said, I got love for both fighters, but I helped,
No, now you've made your pick now. You're walking out with Teo. That's done.
You're right. I'm riding with Teo. Like I said, he gave me the opportunity to be in the ring with him, so, I got to ride with him. Me and my brothers and my father will be walking him up.
Is that a cool moment for you as a family to walk out with them?
Yeah, for sure. I think, look, we do this all the time. Now I'm doing it in a suit. So, it's a different feeling, making that walk. Me and my brothers, we've all done it, and it's just great to be behind a great champion like Teofimo. Definitely a champion that I definitely aspire to be like, undisputed, and just a great all-around person.
You think he ends the night as a champion again?
I believe so. I think he has more tools in his bag, but also, too, Rollo is very awkward. That awkward power can catch you. We saw that with Ryan Garcia. He just got caught with a shot that, came from left field, and he got dropped. But, Rolando Romero, like I said, he's a great champion. He's a champion for a reason, and he's here to put on a fight.
All right, well, we'll look forward to seeing you in the walkouts, and then we'll see you again after the fight. Okay, everybody. Next fight of the night features Cuban middleweight Yoenli Hernandez, who is big, he's strong, he's heavy-handed. Argentina's Francisco Veron hopes that he can offset that knockout power and hand Yoenli his first defeat. That fight is coming up for you in just a minute.
He whiffed it.
A player Mike bet on just missed an open net tap in and got subbed off.
I could have scored that in jeans.
Mike doesn't know it yet, but thanks to Bet365 sub on, play on.
The net was wide open.
His prop bet rolls over to the fresh-legged sub coming on. So if the sub scores, Mike still wins.
False alarm, people. My bet's still good.
If your player gets subbed, your bet plays on.
Peroni Nastro Azzurro. Crisp, refreshing, a taste of Italian style.
Hey, you got any picks tonight?
I'm really liking the odds on points bet.
Oh, yeah? What do you got?
Taking the Raptors to cover the spread.
Really? Okay, well, if you're right about that bet, I'll pose for an art.
You look wonderful.
Thanks.
Think you know sports? Play on PointsBet.
Is it cold in here?
Go.
Asahi Super Dry, seeking the unique.
The game isn't over yet, but Gary just got paid with Bet365's early payout when his team went up 2 goals. Now, Gary can't stop celebrating. And honestly, we're not even sure he knows how.
Or forever hold this.
Download the Bet365 app and get paid out early when your team goes up 2 goals.
If you love unpredictable motorsport, you won't want to miss Rally Paraguay. 22 stages of pure drama.
Yeah, that's how he did.
Live on DAZN via Rally TV.
Welcome back, everybody. We are building up to tonight's WBA welterweight title fight between Romero and Teofimo Lopez. And after tonight, there is a whole run of other major fights coming up for you right here on DAZN. Next weekend, 21-year-old Moses Atauma has a chance to become the second youngest heavyweight champion in history if he can get past the battle-tested veteran Filip Hrgovic. Former heavyweight champ Andy Ruiz wants to get back into that heavyweight title mix. He returns on September 4th, and he tries to overcome the size deficit against Man Mountain Damian Kanaiba. That is live for you on TNT Sports and on DAZN. And it's Mexico versus Puerto Rico on September 19th when Isaac Pitbull Cruz defends his title against a dangerous Puerto Rican contender, Nestor Bravo. And then on October 31st, he is back. Canelo Alvarez fights for the very first time since losing his undisputed crown to Terence Crawford. He goes against the unbeaten knockout artist. It's a dangerous fight against Christian Mbili for a world title. We have got all of that and much more for you live on DAZN. A very warm welcome inside the T-Mobile Arena. Kate Scott here with the DAZN boxing insider Chris Mannix for a segment that we call Sources Say. So, one of the endlessly talked about topics in boxing right now is Tyson Fury against Anthony Joshua. We're going to get it. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Both sides have spoken out this week. Here's what they say.
Doesn't look like they're going to sign the fight, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. All because Eddie Hearn and that want more money. They've already had that much money off of Turkey in the last few years, Eddie and AJ, yeah? They've had boxing deals, they've had darts deals, they've had snooker deals, they've had everything, yeah? And yet, they've got the audacity and cheek of flea-bitten rats to ask for more money from old Turkey.
We signed this fight to take place in the UK. We signed a contract. We don't deviate from contracts, ever. All we're asking is that you honour this contract. So don't try and dress up some oh, they're asking to get paid for the darts and snooker event that we owe them money for. Yeah, that would be nice, to be honest with you. But that is not involved in the addendum of the changes that need to take place. Fact.
So in short, we are no closer, Chris.
We are no closer, and it does feel like we're at an impasse between these two sides. And I had a chance to talk to Eddie Hearn on Friday. He reiterated some of the things that he said there. He said they can honor the contract that they signed to do the fight in the UK, or they can accept our changes, and if so, we will consider doing the fight in New York. We do not want to make any changes to the contract. We want everyone to honor the contract that was signed and do this fight in the UK. Now, there has been a lot of stuff out there over the last couple of days about fights that Eddie Hearn wants and things that Anthony Joshua wants. I have been told this is strictly a financial situation. There is a monetary increase that Anthony Joshua wants for this fight to happen in New York City. If he doesn't get it, I'm not exactly sure what happens with this fight.
If you're a betting person, do you think it happens? Do we get it, yes or no?
I think there's so much money on the line for everybody. I think they'll eventually get what they want, and we see this fight in New York City.
Ooh, okay. That wasn't what the British public wanted to hear, was it? The last time I saw you, I think it was the Boots fight that we worked together, Boots against Xander Zayas. Is there any update on Boots and what he's got coming up next?
Yeah, Boots is chomping at the bit to get back in the ring, and I'm told there are advanced negotiations for Jaron Ennis to face Josh Kelly in a unification fight sometime in November or December. Now, Boots Ennis, of course, coming off that spectacular performance against Xander Zayas to become a unified champion at 154 pounds, knocked out Xander Zayas to win 2 belts in this new weight class. Now, he is looking to add a third. Josh Kelly coming off a win this past month. He had some injury issues after that fight, had a nose injury, but Matchroom, Boots Ennis' team, they believe that injury will be healed, and I'm told they are targeting that fight on the East Coast before the end of this year.
Like it. Sounds good. Now, there's a big crowd that has gathered around here. It's partly for Chris Mannix, of course, but it's also because we've got a fighting legend in the house, everybody. The MMA icon, Jorge Masvidal, is with us. Good to see you. Come join us in the middle. Nice to see you. We weren't sure if you were going to make it. Your son had his pro debut today. How did he do?
No, not pro, amateur debut.
Amateur debut, sorry.
Down at the Police Athletic League in Davie, where Teofimo actually came out of. That was his boxing match was at. He won a unanimous decision, so
Let's go.
It was better than anything I've ever done in my career. The feeling that I had, it was nuts. I was like crying in the corner. It was crazy. I couldn't even control myself.
Very cool. Now you can relate to Teofimo Sr. One of the things we wanted to talk to you about is Gamebred FC, which is your bare knuckle MMA promotion that you've just signed a big global deal with DAZN. Can you tell us about that? What should people at home be excited about?
First, it's the world's most violent show that there is. If you've never seen a MMA fight with no gloves, there's nothing more violent, more technical, more scientific in a way. You know, there's more knockouts, but also when you have no glove, you could get into those positions where you could get a submission a lot quicker. So we have a lot more finishes per show. On average, if we have 10 to 11, 12 fights, we have like 9 finishes. You know, so I love the ratio, and everybody that's been to the show says this is incredible. I've never seen nothing like this. So I'm so happy that we partnered up with DAZN. September 12th is our show from Russia, live, and then October 2nd, and I think from here, man, we're just going to take over the MMA space.
Okay, very cool. We're excited for you, excited to see it. I wanted to talk to you about the main event tonight as well, Teofimo Lopez. I know that you've got a close relationship. We've all seen
that's why I flew all the way from Miami over here just to see it live.
We've seen the videos of you sparring with him, not sparring with, but training with him, hitting on the heavy bag and all of that. You've been in the gym with him.
Many times.
What's impressive to you about Teo and his work ethic?
Oh, like since I met Teo, maybe, I think 2020, his work ethic is always top notch. You know, and when I came out here in Vegas to prepare for a fight, I mean, I was here 8 months, and every time that we trained together, this guy's in top of the line fitness. You know, I was getting ready for a fight, and this guy didn't have a fight, and he's just top of the line fitness always, and that's something that I always admire. And that's just discipline, not being motivated. I have a fight 2 months, I got to get in shape. No, this guy stays disciplined year round, and I think he's shown it throughout his career. And I mean, he's got a tough fight tonight, but it's one that he could win.
You feel anxious for him?
Definitely. I think Rolly's riding real high right now. Rolly's looking real good. Natural power puncher, maybe a little bit bigger naturally than Teo, but I think Teo can pull it off. If his mind is right, he does well with guys that come forward, throwing bombs. You know, that's when he shines the most with aggressive fighters. So I think this should be a good fight for him.
Are you going to be walking to the ring with him?
I don't want to bother him with all that. I'm going to go see him right after this.
You're going to go to the locker room?
I'm going to go shake my boy's hand. Huge Rolly fan as well. Just Teo, I have a very good, close personal relationship. But I'll definitely go by his locker room right now and say what's up.
You won't be going to Rolly's locker room. You've made your pick.
Yeah, I made my pick. I'm a huge Rolly fan as well. I love to meet Rolly as well, but with Teo, I have a good personal relationship, you know.
What do you think about the timeout that Rolly has had? It's been like 15, 16 months since we saw him get that upset win against Ryan Garcia. You're a fighter, you know how that goes. Do you think that could cause him any issues tonight?
Rolly's, I don't think so. I think he's young, and where his headspace at right now, I think he's great. You know, I would have rather that he would have fought way sooner, but a guy like Rolly should be fine, you know?
Okay, well, listen, we appreciate you coming through. Thank you so much. Congrats on the win for your son. Let's see if you get one with Teo as well.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you guys for having me here.
We're looking forward to September. What date was it? September
12th and October 2nd.
Live from Russia. Okay, cool. Very great. Thank you so much. So, guys, before Teo was in the picture for tonight's fight, as we were waiting for this fight to happen as we were waiting for Rolly to kind of figure out who he was going to fight and line up a fight, there was one opponent who thought that Rolly would be really easy work.
I absolutely, positively can beat Rolly Romero in a fight. Easily at that.
Okay, man. The truth is, at this point, I just think Clarissa Shield has a crush on me. I don't know why. I mean, I know why she's in love with me because I'm good looking, but like, I don't know why she, like the girls, like when you're on the playground, like they want to hit you. Oh, it's good, you know.
Rolly is a very unorthodox and strong fighter. To me, he just does not possess a lot of boxing skills to me.
Instead of calling out a woman because there's only 3 people in her weight class, the self-proclaimed GOAT only has 3 people in her weight class. You're confusing the sport even more by telling everyone that you're going to fight men, and now they just see you as just delusional. And it's kind of destroying the sport as a whole for women.
His fundamentals are not good. My fundamentals are great. I may not be stronger than Rolly, but I know that I can best him in the fight if it was to happen. And no, I wouldn't knock him out. I just box his shoes off.
She's delusional. I'm sorry. She's the most delusional human being in this sport.
Listen, the conversation is inconsequential, right? But it's amused us. If this is sparring, who's up?
I'm taking Rolly. I did look. Clarissa's got tremendous skills.
I meant in the beef. Who's one up?
I think Clarissa's up in the beef. There's no. I mean, she has turned this into a debate that we're having right here. Right. 2 fights for the main event of Teofimo against Rolly. Look, Clarissa is outstanding. She's 1 or 2 in the women's pound-for-pound rankings, and maybe she does have some advantages over Rolly's speed being one of them. But as she said herself, he has power, and that's all that really matters. Because if Rolly catches her with 1 shot, he's going to knock her out. We're not going to see this fight. I'm glad we're not going to see this fight. I don't want to see this fight. It's an interesting, fun storyline, but it's not something I hope to see anytime.
Oh, man. I mean, if Rolly loses tonight, we're all running straight to Clarissa's social. See what she's got to say.
Absolutely.
She'll have something to say.
Yeah, she's going to take a shot immediately, too.
All right, everybody, we got 1 more fight to go before we get to the main event between Teo and Rolly tonight. The Cuban knockout artist, Yoeli Hernandez, is hoping to prove that he is worthy of a world title shot next, but he can only do that if he can get past Argentina's Francisco Veron. This man looks scary every time we see him in the ring, Chris.
Yeah, Yoeli Hernandez has been on something of a meteoric rise. 10-0, 9 knockouts, only went the distance with Kyron Davis, experienced fighter. His last time out, he beat down Terrell Gaucher, a former U.S. Olympian, knocked him out, stopped him in 4 rounds. And look, you look at him and you see the Cuban colors, you know about the amateur background, but when you think Cubans, you think skill, you think defense. That man is not that. That man fights like a middleweight Mike Tyson out there. He comes for a knockout every single time.
And
go ahead.
His opponent, 2000 Argentinian Olympian, he's tough. But I've seen him get out-imposed, you could say, by Brandon Adams, who was a 154-pounder. He's going against Hernandez in my opinion, he's hydrated. He's a light heavyweight. And Hernandez's whole game and system is almost a David Benavidez mentality. He wants to impose and wear you down. He don't have the volume as David do, but he has the will and he has that come forward mentality.
And you look at Hernandez, 6'2" with a 75-inch reach. He is imposing out there. Look, he is number 1 ranked by 2 of the 4 sanctioning bodies. He is knocking on the door at a world title. If he gets an impressive win tonight, it wouldn't surprise me to see him get a title shot in the next couple of fights.
All right, let's send you down to Todd Grisham for the Tale of the Tape.
All right, here we go. It's time for our co-main event of the evening and our first up-close and personal look at El Diablo, Yoeli Hernandez, who fights out of Cuba, but now lives, trains, and fights out of Rhode Island, the biggest little state in the Union. He's taken on a very strong and determined Francisco Veron, but you look at the stats, Hernandez nearly 4 inches taller and will enjoy a 4.5-inch reach advantage. Middleweight division. And you look at the experience, Sergio, the Argentine has a lot more, but you can't discount what Hernandez did as an amateur.
Listen, more than double the amount of the experience in rounds, but look at the power, 90% knockout power, and that's what Hernandez is going to bring to the table. It's going to be the experience of the tough Argentinian versus the power, the 90% power in Hernandez.
All right, let's go into the ring now, and Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we bring out our fighters for the co-main event of the evening, at this time, we'd like to ask for your attention for a solemn moment as we pause to recognize the recent loss of two honored members in our boxing fraternity. In 2015, a young Pritchard Colon was undefeated, and he suffered his very first loss in the ring, as he also suffered a very devastating injury. Now, after 10+ years of struggle and bravery, we lost him to his injury. And so at this time, we pause to recognize and extend a boxing tribute to Pritchard Colon. In addition, we just learned that last night, famed two-division world champion Zolani Tete was killed and murdered outside of his home in South Africa. And so, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to ask you to rise and remain silent as our timekeeper tolls 10 in honor of these fallen warriors. As tonight, in memory of Pritchard Colon and also recognizing Zolani Tete. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. May God rest their souls. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come now to bring out our fighters for the co-main event of the evening. Please welcome them at this time. First, from Argentina, here is the battle-ready contender, introducing Francisco Daniel Veron.
The face of a brave man. He's heard all the boogeyman stories about his opponent, Yoeli Hernandez, but he said, listen, I'm not here to duck anybody. I want the biggest fights. I want to make a name for myself. I'm here to make a difference, and tonight will be my night.
Listen, I like everything about Veron. The confidence, the tall, lanky punching. He's an excellent fighter, responsible defensively. Wiry with that power. Look out for the uppercuts. This man is a sneaky body puncher and excellent right uppercut for a tall, lanky, long fighter. This is going to be an explosive fight.
His last fight was at 154 pounds. In fact, his last 6, he's moving back up to 160 pounds to square off against El Diablo.
And now, making his way to the ring from Camagüey, Cuba, here is the undefeated rising star of boxing, Yoeli El Diablo Hernandez.
This is called living the gimmick, huh, Sergio? He's got the devil mask on.
Hey, he stole your nickname. What's your nickname?
My nickname is El Guapo Diablo.
Yes, it is. I gave you that.
But hey, there's nothing to laugh about when it comes to Yoeli Hernandez. And one shot, he overwhelms you, breaks you down, and puts you away.
He's a big, strong, imposing figure. When I'm watching someone like Yoeli Hernandez, it reminds me of the G-Man, Gerald McClellan. Big, strong puncher, always intimidating, looking for the big right hand, always looking for the power with those long arms. But he does square up on the inside, and that's what I'm talking about with Veron. Uppercuts are going to be the key for him, and for Hernandez, it's just one way. He has one thing in mind, and that's to take you out.
The 160-pound division is wide open. If Hernandez can get past Veron, this division could be his oyster.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, from the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, Premier Boxing Champions presents the co-main event of the evening, and it is brought to you by TGB Promotions in association with Warriors Boxing and Pro Box Promotions. Sponsored by DraftKings, the crown is yours, and by Paramount Pictures, By Any Means. Get your tickets for By Any Means, only in theaters. That is September the 4th. Introducing our 3 judges scoring the action from ringside, we have Eric Cheek, David Sunderland, and Steve Weisfeld. Our third man to the ring, our referee in charge to give instructions after the introductions, Taylor. All right, fans, here we go with the co-main event of the evening, a special attraction in the middleweight division. 10 rounds of boxing scheduled for the WBA Continental, Latin American, and WBO Intercontinental Championships. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the red corner. Entering the ring wearing light blue trunks with white trim, hailing from Buenos Aires, Argentina. He weighed in at 159.6 pounds. His record stands at 17 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw, with 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, stepping into the middleweight division, please welcome the battle-ready WBC Latino Super Welterweight champion known as Bebu, Francisco Daniel Veron. His opponent across the ring, ready to go, fighting out of the blue corner in this 10-round attraction, wearing multicolor red, white, and blue trunks, hailing from Camagüey, Cuba, now fighting out of Providence, Rhode Island. He weighed in at 159.2 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 10 wins, no losses, 9 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the hard-hitting, undefeated, top-rated, rising star of the middleweight division, introducing Yohenli El Diablo Hernandez. Once again, a referee in charge, Thomas Taylor, ready to give instructions.
Let's go, guys. Gotta get the shirt off. Coach, can I be on the other side?
Over here, Coach. Coach, right here. All right, gentlemen, belt lines. We're high on both sides, so we're going middle of the belt line here. We're going middle letters right here, okay? You both got my instructions in the back. Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands. Touch them up. Back to your corner, gentlemen.
Yohenli Hernandez, about a 9-1 favorite. If you've seen his highlights on YouTube, then you know why he's such a heavy favorite. He dismantles and destroys anybody they put in front of him. But this is the toughest test of his career. Francisco Veron, only 1 loss, and he's won 3 straight since that defeat, and promises to give El Diablo hell tonight.
You know, talking to these guys this week, you know, it's obvious the pressure is going to be the biggest factor.
Well, they already clipped Veron, maybe.
Yeah, Veron's fought at 160 pounds and above before, but he has not faced the kind of power that Hernandez has.
I was going to say, you got to talk fast, Chris. You never know what's going to happen.
Well, it's funny, like Hernandez was telling us this week that he believes he fights a little bit like Floyd Mayweather. Didn't quite see that when I watched him on film. He kind of fights like a middleweight version of Mike Tyson.
That is not the case. No, these guys are 2 sluggers, but here's the thing about Veron. He's a polished slugger. He's the type of guy that can land that big right hand, but alternates everything. Good uppercuts, excellent body puncher, sneaky good, and switches stance is Veron.
Stop.
Hernandez, on the other hand, he's one way. You know what's in front of you. He doesn't fight like the typical Cuban style of boxing. He's a come-forward, pressured knockout artist.
Now, I was asking him what Cubans, either current or historic, that his style most closely resembles. He said there's none. He fights in a unique way for Cuban fighters.
I would say there was one that similar in aggression is David Morrell. Morell's another guy that always was coming forward with that power, looking for knockouts.
Yeah, but he was kind of a more disciplined guy. You know, with Hernandez, it's more clubbing power.
Oh, they're definitely not back foot Cuban style fighters.
Andy Cruz, he is not.
Thomas Taylor, our referee in charge. Yes, Sergio, we asked him, why does his style look so much different than most Cuban fighters? He said, because I don't fight Cuban style. I fight more Mexican style. I call it Cuexican fights.
Good body shot on the inside by Veron. I love the way that Veron's acting up right now. He's not taking those stuff from Hernandez. Pushing back the bully. So far, so good for Veron. Popping that jab, staying on the inside, not letting Hernandez make it physical just yet.
Well, Veron is better fighting off the front foot. I just think it's going to be difficult for him to do that.
Especially if he's taking shots behind the ear like those. Can get you off balance. Veron's sole defeat came back in August 2024, a loss to Brandon Adams, a fight that he was actually dropped in. The only time he's been knocked out. Hernandez Hernandez, on the other hand, has knocked everyone out in front of him, including Terrell Gausha in his last fight, except for Ramon De La Cruz. Or excuse me, it was Kyrone Davis who took him the distance, but Hernandez won every single round.
Yeah, Kyrone Davis, an experienced guy. That was a fight that Hernandez said he learned a lot from because he knocked Davis down in the second round of that fight. He said, I thought it was going to end right there. I thought I'd be able to run him over, but Davis used that experience, was able to go the distance. That was some valuable rounds for Hernandez.
Boy, Hernandez starting to feel himself. Got his hands down by his waist, trying to look like Roy Jones in there. And look at him standing like a statue. The crowd is eating it up.
Another excellent matchup. Great round right now. I mean, I'll tell you what. Initially, the undercard seemed underwhelming with the names. Nothing really popped out, but every single fight on this undercard has been evenly matched and competitive.
What? The last one was not evenly matched or competitive.
Listen, there was no... I like what I'm seeing.
Eso va a estar ahí toda la noche. Eso no tiene que ser el único golpe que tú tienes que buscar. Cuando tú esquivas, tiras algo simple, ya. Simple, tú lo controlas. Cuando tú quieres ganar
Listen, you got to throw the simplest punch. That's the jab, all right? That's how you control the action. But you got to stay active downstairs before you come up.
Para que no se acostumbre.
Overhand right. That's an athletic punch being thrown by Hernandez. In that first round, I can tell that Hernandez is more than just power. He's athletic, he's light on his feet, and he throws creative combinations, especially with that right hand.
Yeah, he loves throwing that rear uppercut. That is a useful tool for him.
It'll serve Verone right to start boxing. You know, he got a little bit too physical, which I enjoyed, but if you're going to come to win this fight, you got to be on your back for a little bit more. Try to get Hernandez to run into a shot and not initiate that shot.
Hernandez defected from Cuba after the World Championships in 2023. Almost quit the sport because he couldn't find any professional bouts when he relocated to Europe, but it was his wife who said, you cannot give up this dream. It's the whole reason we had to leave our daughter behind in Cuba, and he credits his wife for forcing him to stay on the right path, and here he is in a big, big fight in the fight capital of the world.
This is going to be a very difficult fight for Francisco Verone to win. I could see that Hernandez is the real deal. Heavy hands, quick hands, and he doesn't smother himself like I've seen in videos. You know, right there he walked towards that. That's what I'm accustomed to seeing with Hernandez, walking forward like that with his feet, but controlling that distance with his footwork is very smart.
And Chris, this division, middleweight division, if Hernandez is as good as we think he is and wins tonight, it's wide open for him.
Yeah, it's wide open. No real standard bearer, no star yet at 160 pounds, though Virgil Ortiz seems poised to enter this weight class pretty soon. Verone showboating there, but maybe not the time to pull the old Billy Joe Saunders.
Boy, could you imagine Hernandez versus Virgil Ortiz?
I still can't get over how big and tall Hernandez is. I mean, he looks like a light heavyweight in there.
Well, it's the length that impresses me. That 75-plus inch reach.
Yeah, 6'2" with a 75-inch reach, 160 pounds. That is scary. Verone staying behind that jab. That's what he has to do. So you can't eat left hooks.
Yeah, but he's not penetrating that strong guard of Hernandez. It looks like Hernandez is just too strong for him. Even Verone, he's doing well when he throws that jab. He throws that long right hand. He's punching at the gloves, trying to initiate something, but nothing's penetrating, you see? And you could see with Hernandez, even though Verone has his hands up, those are still rocking and jolting the head of Verone. It's like it's two fighters in two different weight classes here.
Right hand to the body from Hernandez. Well, Hernandez has a good personality.
Hey, Matthew, can I get that water? Thank you.
¿Dónde andan nosotros?
Como a la derecha, acá.
La derecha voladita.
I need you to throw that overhand right.
Pero probala. Pues te pone acá. Volala.
You gotta hide to your right.
Volala así.
Hide to your right, then you gotta hide that right hand over the top.
Mete tu pie.
But you gotta sneak in that front foot.
Dale. Cuando está acá lejos no, porque va a pasar largo y te va a
But when you're too far away, you can't be throwing that punch. It has to be inside, short and over the top. See, this is a big no-no Hernandez got away with. He was walking and punching at the same time. That right there, Verone can take advantage of, like what his trainer's telling him to throw over the looping shots over the top. That's the only thing I see for Verone. If you can catch Hernandez getting sloppy like that squared up.
Sergio, that is how Hernandez fights. that isn't a mistake by Hernandez. That is how he fights. He is coming forward. He is throwing unorthodox combinations.
And I asked him, I said, I watch you fight. You don't fight with the Cuban style. He says, no, I like the Mexican style. I'm looking for the knockout. I want the punches and combinations.
And there have been power punching Mexicans, or power Cubans rather, I should say.
Ooh, right hand from Verone got Hernandez off balance a little bit.
Gamboa topped that list. Luis Ortiz at heavyweight was heavy-handed, but I can't remember a guy, at least recently, that fights in this particular style, this unorthodox style that Hernandez fights with.
And it's amazing, Sergio, as you kind of touched on, considering how disciplined the Cuban style traditionally is, that he could train that way to run and throw punches at the same time and no one corrected it.
This is the first time I've heard a Cuban say that he wants to imitate a Mexican style. I just don't get that. I mean, one of my favorite fighters.
What's wrong with Mexicans?
No, there's nothing wrong with it. The last time I could think of is the great Mantequilla Nápoles, who was a great Cuban turned Mexican, but that's the last time I heard of that.
Well, Triple G was from Kazakhstan, and he gave you Mexican style. Anybody can fall in love with the Mexican style.
Agreed.
But you didn't fight Mexican style.
No, I did not. I appreciated the Cuban style.
Well, for what it's worth, Verone's hanging in there.
Yeah, Verone's a feisty fighter, Don't let his lanky, tall frame fool you. He has good pop in his punch, but I like his machismo, his pride. He's not one of these guys that are going to lay down, even for a monster and a big puncher like Hernandez. Still on the front foot, trying to back up the boogeyman.
Thomas Taylor says no, a punch did not cause him to touch the ground.
It looked like Hernandez might have snuck.
Had to cut them off because they got weird on me. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Better check the boy, we up. Let's go.
As aggressive, loading up on every shot. He's still so calm under pressure. It's graceful to watch, man. I mean, guys like this that are on the front foot and still be defensive like Hernandez, they're going to be hard to beat.
What kind of style would be troublesome for Hernandez?
I think a disciplined, heavy-handed style would do that. I mean, and a guy that is an established 160. Due respect to Verone, and he has fought above 154 or at 160 before, but he's not an elite guy at this weight class.
Now, you need size in order to give Hernandez trouble.
Hernandez laying some power shots in at the end of the round.
Right there.
Chris, your sources say segment got cut a little short. I understand you've got more information to give us.
Yeah, I had more to get out, Todd. And speaking of the 160-pound division, Xander Zayas, the former unified champion at 154, is set to join it. Zayas, I'm told, is targeting a February return at 160 pounds. He's moving up after that loss to Jaron Ennis back in June. The plan, I'm told, is to get Zayas a top 15 opponent around February and then look for a world title fight later next year.
Muy bien, tú estás en control. Respira, sigue respirando.
Verone trying to land that right hand, but look at that short right hand, sneaky tight right hand, just to check Verone coming in, nodding at him, saying nope. Look at that shot right there, clean little punch, not recoiling it, not pulling it back, and that's the effective. forward.
And you can see what Hernandez is doing now. He's trying to set up that counter right hand. This is strategy. He wants to lure Verone in against the ropes and land that one right hand.
Uppercut, yeah.
Pull the arm out.
Fight stats. Only one power shot to the body has landed from Verone.
This is what I was talking about with the defense. The accuracy numbers for Hernandez have been excellent, holding Verone to just 12%.
Hernandez does not look like he weighs 160 pounds. I keep looking at him. I think I'm 6'2" and I weigh 190, and he looks bigger than me.
Yeah, but he's a tall fighter. He's about 6 foot.
Who? Hernandez is 6'2".
No, I'm talking about Verone. He's a tall fighter.
But I'm talking about Hernandez.
Oh, Hernandez is definitely 6 foot.
Verone! Maybe he's got more power than we're giving him credit for. Crowd kind of taken aback. They didn't expect that, neither did we.
Big shot from Verone, just wobbled the legs of Hernandez.
Listen for that bell, gentlemen.
The more aggressive, come-forward version of Verone here in this round has provided some dividends.
Respira.
Let's go backstage at Emily Austin's with Rolly Romero.
You've had an incredible fight week, but it seems like you're in a serious mood. You got the game face on. How have you been feeling this week so far?
Good.
Good?
Good.
You said you had fun earlier.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah,
Pretty. I would say it's shenanigan-less. It seems like you're locked in. You're ready to roll. You're about to step in that ring. Just take us through a glimpse of what's going through your mind.
I want to defend my belt. That's all. That's the only thing I care about right now.
All right. He's ready. Game face on. Words are done. Going to take it up in the ring tonight. Good luck.
Of course. God bless.
Rolly's kind of weird.
You think? And here's the shot. It was a check left hook right on the tip of the chin. Caught Hernandez squared up like he normally does. Finally, Verone took advantage of it.
You saw it coming out of that corner. Verone straight back to plan B, meeting Hernandez in the middle of the ring, but a little more urgency on the part of Hernandez to start this round.
So a shot in the arm for Verone, who's got a lot of energy now after he wobbled Yoenli Hernandez and nearly dropped him. Let's see if that gets Hernandez more motivated to go for the knockout here.
Good exchange by Hernandez.
Excellent footwork by Verone.
Was that punch good enough to win Verone the round in your estimation, Chris?
I thought the punch, in addition to the way that he started the round, the first minute of the round, I thought he was effective with that aggression.
But how does he keep that up for 5 more rounds?
Short right hand by Hernandez didn't land, but I like the way that he's not pulling back and loading up on the long right hands. Now it's inside fighting. It's gonna be a short shot. If you're gonna catch Hernandez, it's gonna be a short shot, short uppercut, short hook, or short right hand. Nothing long is gonna land. Hernandez is better defensive than I thought. He's not all offense, man. This Cuban can box, he can fight, and he can take the power off the shots with a slight turn of his big shoulder.
Well, you know, he said earlier he thought he fought like Floyd Mayweather. Maybe he meant that shoulder roll.
Yeah, no, he's clever. There's more than meets the eye when you watch this man fight on tape and in person.
Swing and a miss there for Hernandez.
I mean, can you imagine a fight with Hernandez with Carlos Adames or Janipek? I mean,
good exchanges there from Hernandez, just clubbing shots.
All right, stop. Come on, man. Let's not do that, all right? Good? Go.
Thomas Taylor laying down the law. Knowing that Hernandez doesn't speak English, he had to throw in some pantomime in there. 30 seconds to go here in the 6th round. Hernandez hoping this fight springs him towards a world title fight next. Step in right hand scores.
Yeah, just throwing these lunging 2-1s, switching stances, very unorthodox offensively.
Stop. Listen for the bell. Listen for the bell. I understand, but hey, it's a clinch, it's not a hold, because let's go right away. Difference? Good? Decime si sentiste alguna mano. No
Let me know if did you feel one punch out of him? No.
Guys, everybody stop. I don't need to hear from you. I need to hear from the chief second only. We're good. I'll address it. Ya está. ¿Qué me dijo? No quiere que yo le diga.
What did he tell me? They don't understand what Thomas Taylor's the instructions he's giving them.
Venimos bien. Vamos a arrancarlo, calmate y terminalo. El primer minuto viste con la arrancada, esta vez no le salga de esa manera, porque te va a estar esperando, no lo salga atacando, ¿qué va a esperar? No lo salga atacando, No.
Thomas Taylor giving instructions in English, but no one in the corner of Verón speaks or understands English.
All right, we're in round 7. Verón has made this much more competitive over the last couple of rounds. Always seems to start the round hot. Up in the tempo, throwing more punches.
Stop.
Verón, a 2020 Olympian representing Argentina, won his first bout before being eliminated in the round of 16. Hernandez, no Olympic experience, but a 2-time amateur world champion who had roughly 300 amateur fights.
Yeah, the man could fight. Verón could definitely fight, and he is a top middleweight just by his skill alone, but if he can go back down to 154, he'll be a big threat at middleweight. When you have fighters like Hernandez like this, it's just too big for you somehow. They weigh the same, but just you can see the body structure is just totally different.
Uppercut there from Hernandez, right hand. Yeah, Hernandez has those big mitts up by his head, and he tucks those elbows in, Sergio. He blocks a lot of that big body, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's too strong. He's too long. I mean, he has his long arms. He puts them to use with that earmuff defense that covers the temple all the way to the ribs, and it's hard to get a punch in.
Some body work from Hernandez, and then a slapping right hand. Almost a disrespectful slap.
Yeah, the body work has been solid in this fight. I think that's good preparation by Hernandez and his trainer, Hector Bermudez. You look at Verón, he fights very tall. And the way that Hernandez has worked the body pretty well in this fight, I think that was a strategic decision.
Get him up a little bit.
Biggest wins for Yuenli Hernandez so far. His last knockout win over Terrell Gausha. And before that, an 8th round stoppage win over Bryce Henry. Henry considered to be one of the best bare-knuckle fighters in the world currently. But this would rank right up there. Francisco Verón from Buenos Aires, Argentina. You ever been to Argentina?
I have not. It's Argentina. Argentina. Oof. Nice right hand, just barely missed. Hernandez continues to do what he can, or just not too much.
Let's check in with Chris Mannix, who is a special guest.
Hey, Todd, I'm here with the 126-pound champion, Carrington Shushu. Yuenli Hernandez, very unorthodox guy there in the ring. What do you think of what you see?
Man, very impressive. He's in there with a tough guy. Verón is definitely there. He's game, but, I feel like Hernandez, he's definitely, has the momentum of this fight, and I feel like he's going to go get this victory.
All right, Teofimo Lopez, your former stablemate with Top Rank, trying to become a 3-division world champion. How do you see this fight with Rolando Romero playing out?
I think that in terms of style matchup, Teo has the favor. Rolly, he's there. He's going to be game. Obviously, it's Rolly Romero. He has that power. But I think Teofimo, with this style matchup, he's just more fundamentally sound, and he's going to be pretty good this night.
You know, we want those 126-pound unifications. Are they coming?
Oh, man, I hope so. I really want to have a fight before the end of the year with a title, and whether if it's any of these guys in my division, whether if it's Inoue, I want to get it on.
Appreciate it, Shushu. Thank you.
Round 8 scheduled for 10. Sergio Ferron is hanging in there. I feel like he's doing the best he can, but it's still just not good enough.
And that's what I think I've been trying to put into words. I give a lot of credit to Francisco Ferron. I mean, he's in there to try to win. He's throwing the right shots. He's showing the right enthusiasm. He's trying. He's mustering up every energy.
He ate a big right hand there, and Hernandez feels like the end was near, but Ferron says, "Hey, you're too wild, man."
The end wasn't near. Ferron has been getting hit with shots like that, taking those punches, coming right back.
Can Ferron become just the second fighter to go the distance with Hernandez? If he's going to win it, he probably has to knock Hernandez out at this point.
Well, he's hurt him. At least he wobbled him at least once. You know that's out there, but...
Uppercut slipped in there for Ferron before Hernandez missed those punches.
Even if Hernandez doesn't get the stoppage like he's accustomed to doing, he's still an intimidating figure. If you're a 160-pounder watching this, it's going to be pretty scary to have this man in front of you stalking you for 10, 12 rounds.
That jab is on point too when Hernandez throws it. Then some body work.
Hernandez is upper body strong. He doesn't need to plant his feet, which is what a majority of fighters need to do to get some power.
You gotta watch your back here, right? Hey, you're ducking into it, though. You're ducking into it. You're causing it. All right, but watch your back here, right? Go.
Thomas Taylor chastising both these guys in
English.
I see what Thomas Taylor, referee, saw. It's Ferron keeps dipping to his right, and there's no other way for Hernandez to land a shot. But
good counter shot from Ferron. Right hand from Hernandez. Ferron rolled with it, though. Took some of the sting out of it.
There you go.
And now they're both targeting the body.
Pull the arm out. Let it go, guys. All right, stop. No punch. Straight back. Listen for that bell. Got you. Time right there.
Let's check in with Teofimo Lopez. Emily is with him now.
We're good, Damon.
Teo, you're always the life of the party. Birdie told me you were actually in here dancing before. How are you feeling before you're heading into the ring?
What can I say? It's a blessing to be here. A great opportunity for myself to come back and take over a new division. What else can I say? We're only less than an hour away to make greatness.
Less than an hour. It's going to be exciting. Before you head in there, what's your final message to the fans watching you?
To everybody, listen, man, we are the takeover. This is what it takes, and this is what we're going to do. We're here to take over for a reason. We're not shying away from it. So for all you doubters out there, make sure you watch closely.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
What kind of Teofimo are you expecting tonight, Sergio?
I'm expecting him to shine tonight, I'll be honest with you. I mean, coming off a one-sided loss, he needs to do something special, and I think he has a lot of talent. He's a very gifted fighter, and these are moments he shines.
I think every time Teofimo seems like he's down and out, he picks himself up and has a great performance.
Well, we're going to need to see something great from Francisco Ferron here over the final 2 rounds if he wants to pull off this upset. Hernandez has won almost every round.
These are big body shots. Hernandez, he told us Plus, he had a full 2-month camp to prepare for this fight. You can see it. He's in great shape and taking a lot of these punches, and they are hard punches coming from Hernandez.
Leaping left from Hernandez.
Let it go, guys.
Yeah, I know Hernandez is intimidating. I know he looks good tonight. He has looked good through his career, but when I see the way he lunges in like that, I do wonder what he's going to look like if he faced a big, sharp guy with counter-punching skills, because he does expose himself when he comes in there with some of these unorthodox combinations.
Yeah, he has fundamental flaws, but he gets away with it because his upper body is so strong. So he doesn't need to be in position to get your respect. You're going to have to be quick, you're going to be strong, and you have to be accurate if you want to hurt a fighter like Hernandez.
This is the 5th time that Hernandez has fought in Las Vegas. 4-0 with 3 knockouts. Most recent one with Terrell Gachet. That was in March of this year. Hernandez currently rated number 2 by Ring Magazine, above current world titleists Aaron McKenna and Erislandy Lara. How is that possible, Chris?
I think that's reasonable. I mean, Erislandy Lara is in his early 40s, has been inactive as of late. Aaron McKenna just won that world title at 160 pounds. And I think the eye test would say, yeah, Hernandez is probably worthy of a higher spot in those ring rankings. I would like to see these champions start to get active, though, at 160. Unification fights, big fights, try to establish at least one star in what was once boxing's glamour division.
John, go. Let it go. Let it go. All right, stop. Hey, gotta come. Watch that kick coming in with the head. Ready, go.
Good jab there from Hernandez.
Jumped in with that jab. It was like a Superman jab off his feet. I've never seen that before.
Right hand there caught Verone.
Half of Hernandez's punches seem to be thrown when his feet aren't even on the ground. He's jumping in the air.
That's what I'm saying. I just never seen these many flaws and that effective like Hernandez.
Look at that shot here of fabulous Las Vegas, the fight capital of the world. We're at the T-Mobile Arena, just moments away from our main event. Put up or shut up, Teofimo versus Rolando. That's the scene inside the building tonight. And here are the main event fighters. First up, the challenger, Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, it's been a while since Teofimo Lopez has been a world title challenger, and coming off that performance against Shakur Stevenson, we'll have to see what he's got in the tank there. Rolly Romero, big crowd pop here for Rolly Romero, the Las Vegas native, and I think we're going to find out a lot about Romero tonight. That Ryan Garcia fight has defined him for better or worse over the last year and a half. A lot of people that are Ryan Garcia fans say that was more about Ryan Garcia. Rolly Romero would say, hey, I had a great game plan and I beat Ryan Garcia.
And he really did have a better strategy and game plan with that jab. Everyone expected Romero to be a little bit more reckless and throwing haymakers and throwing caution to the wind like he normally does. But there's been a new education ever since me training with Ismael Salas. You know, he concentrates more on the jab, controls the round a little bit more. He minds the time. He digs the body. A new chapter of Rolly Romero.
Well, Verone's going to need a minor miracle here in the 10th, but he did wobble Hernandez earlier in this fight. He's got to find a way to do it again. Needs a 10th round stoppage. Meanwhile, he's got El Diablo throwing his heavy hands.
If he can catch Hernandez off his feet like that, when he's lunging in off his feet, then maybe he might be able to do something. But this is what I've been seeing about Yoeli Hernandez. He's just that strong with his upper body that he doesn't even need his feet or foundation.
I also don't think that Verone has the power to really hurt him like that. He did wobble him with a decent shot, but he's got 10 knockouts in his 17 fights. His recent wins have all been by decision. I don't think he's the power puncher that can challenge a Yoeli Hernandez.
Body shot from Hernandez.
Good counter shot there from Verone. Hernandez walked through it, but a good shot.
And that's what we're talking about here. That was a clean right hand that shouldn't have hurt anyone walking in. It landed cleanly. It was a short right hand. Hernandez ate that up. Didn't even flinch.
Oh, caught Verone coming in.
Straight back, guys. You don't need me.
And those are the ones that hurt the worst when your momentum meets a power punch.
And you see the different reactions of when, these guys are getting hit with right hands. Verone actually responded to that right hand because he felt it. Hernandez just ate it up like Pac-Man.
Well, Sergio, did Hernandez impress you tonight, or did you maybe expect a little bit more?
I'm really impressed by Hernandez. I expected him to be just a pure brawler. This man is he's a calculated, accurate brawler. He throws these unorthodox shots, but he's so strong that he gets away with it. See that? Look, he steps over with his right foot, squares up. Everything is wrong with Hernandez with his lower body, but everything is right with his upper body.
He's like business casual, right? Top part's all business, bottom's casual.
Or like the mullet they used to wear when you were younger.
So Verone did the best he could, but it was not good enough to deal with El Diablo.
We're good.
Chris, your thoughts?
Good performance from Hernandez. Again, going the distance. A good education for him as he continues to climb the rankings. I am anxious to see how he performs against a guy that has some artillery behind him. The guys he's fought lately, you see Verone celebrating, this is basically one. They've been good fighters. Terrell Gaucher, good fighter. Kyron Davis, good fighter. Daniel Verone, good fighter. None of them, you would say, are power punchers. And that, to me, is the next real test. Because we did see Hernandez wobbled in this fight. We saw him backed up, legs kind of turned to spaghetti for a brief moment. What happens with Virgil Ortiz if he fights Virgil at 160? What happens with Carlos Adames, who's proven he's one of the best guys, maybe the best guy right now at 160 pounds? That's the kind of test that I want to see for Yoeli Hernandez in his next fight.
I'm impressed with Hernandez. I think he gives hell to Adames, Janibek. And
Janibek is gone, just so you know. Janibek is at 168.
And I think that man right there, Verone, still has a future. I like what I saw. He was just overmatched by the pure physicality and the size and the strength of Hernandez.
Do we think we're missing something here? Like, Verone seems pretty convinced he's won this fight. I think it was pretty one-sided in favor of Hernandez.
It was one-sided, and we know that who won this fight, but I think Verone put up a good fight. I really do.
Maybe Verone's just celebrating the fact that he made it the distance and had some decent moments. Is that it?
I mean, look, the three best fighters that Hernandez has faced have gone the distance. So power's not going to be enough for Yoeli Hernandez when he starts stepping up the competition. But that size and that strength is definitely going to turn heads.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, he returns. Andy Ruiz Jr., the former heavyweight champion of the world, Friday, September the 4th in Newark, New Jersey, part of the TNT DAZN partnership. It's our main event live from Newark. We'll see you there in a couple weeks. All right, Jimmy Lennon Jr. has our scores.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have a majority decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Steve Weisfeld scores the action 95 to 95, even a draw. Overruled by judges David Sutherland, who scores the action 98 to 92, and Eric Cheek scoring it 99 to 91 in favor of the winner. And still undefeated, Yoeli El Diablo Hernandez.
Wow. I've said this many times on these airwaves. I consider Steve Weisfeld to be the best judge in all of boxing. That's an interesting scorecard from Weisfeld. Look, the activity numbers were there for Verone, but the accuracy numbers were not. Power punches favored Hernandez. Body connects favored Hernandez. I thought this was a 7-3, 8-2 type of fight. 5-5. Wow.
99-91 and 95-95. That just doesn't make sense.
Well, in the end, it appears at least the right man won, and he should be a force to be reckoned with in the 160-pound division as we go back upstairs to Kate Scott.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Sergio. Chris, Kate Scott and Malik Scott up here for you inside the T-Mobile Arena as we watch you and the Hernandez celebrate with the fans there. What did you think of those scorecards?
I think the scorecards was a bit off, but I also seen a lot of loopholes that higher competition is going to take advantage of when it comes to Hernandez. I think he fall over his feet a lot. I think he relied more on the high guard as his defense. When you get quality fighters, and you get guys that are heavy-handed enough in your weight class that can punch through that high guard and make you miss, then make you pay, he's going to have some issues. He got by tonight, and did he win convincingly? Yes, but I also seen a lot of loopholes. So if I seen those loopholes, I know the other champions and the other high contenders see those loopholes as well.
How quickly do you think, we obviously know where he stands in the ring rankings. You've got Carlos Adames, the Ring Magazine belt is vacant right now. You've got Carlos Adames, one of the champions, who's the #1 contender. Yoeli Hernandez is the #2 contender in the Ring Magazine rankings. Who would you like to see him go against next? What kind of level fight do you think he should be in for a world title fight? Is there a level below that?
Well, it's no secret that the Adames is the champion. They said Johnny Beck, but Johnny Beck is 68. Laura is there. Can he compete with those guys? Yes, but he have to clean up some stuff. He have to go back to the lab. I'm not in all of him like I came in as. I came in, I'm seeing somebody that I thought he should have stopped tonight. He didn't. And if they didn't agree with how the scorecards was, and some people think he won every round, why didn't we see a knockdown? Why didn't we see a stagger from the Argentina? Something is missing there. We can't just be in all of a fighter because, he's looking a certain way or he's built a certain way. At the high level, the champion's going to take advantage of every loophole that I've seen tonight.
So good performance, but could be better.
Yes, good performance definitely could be better.
All right, everybody, up next. Yes, it is almost time. We're going to bring you the main event of the evening. The friendship has been put aside. Teofimo Lopez will challenge Rolly Romero for his WBA Welterweight World Championship after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
A player Mike bet on just missed an open net tap-in and got subbed off.
I could have scored that in jeans!
Mike doesn't know it yet, but thanks to Bet365 Sub On, Play On,
the net was wide open!
his prop bet rolls over to the fresh leg sub coming on. So if the sub scores, Mike still wins.
False alarm, people. My bet's still good!
If your player gets subbed, your bet plays on.
Crisp, refreshing, a taste of Italian style.
In the wild, everything is always in front of you. Sauvage, the new extrait, Dior.
Hey, you got any picks tonight? I'm really liking the odds on points bet. Oh, yeah? What do you got? Taking the Raptors to cover the spread. Really? Okay, well, if you're right about that bet, I'll pose for an art.
You look wonderful.
Thanks.
Think you know sports? Play on PointsBet.
Is it cold in here? Go.
Asahi Super Dry, seeking the unique.
OZOON is the better way to play in Canada. Beautifully bettable. So many soccer lines, you'll need to bet them in extra time. OZOON. Well played.
It's finally here. Bundesliga opening weekend. Bayern against Stuttgart. Harry Kane.
It's RB Leipzig against Mönchengladbach. It's Sammy!
Okay, welcome back everybody to Saturday Fight Night here live on DAZN. Next weekend, a new heavyweight champion will be anointed. The rising British sensation Moses Itauma can win himself a crown to match the hype. He takes on his toughest test yet against the battle-tested Croatian Filip Hrgović for the vacant IBF world title in London, live on DAZN pay-per-view.
Good morning. DAZN have announced that boxer Moses Itauma could make history
as the youngest British heavyweight champion ever.
Are you ready to die? Ready to make history, sunshine? So you're better than Tyson, are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, for the IBF World Heavyweight Championship, live on DAZN.
August 29th will be the start of something special.
Witness history. August 29th, Moses versus Hrgović for the heavyweight world title. Live exclusively on DAZN Saturday Fight Night.
Yes, I am excited for this fight. This feels like the type of test that we've wanted to see Moses Itauma take on.
Yes, and this is just not a test or a name, it's also a challenge. Filip Hrgović has all the attributes to give Moses trouble, and he has the spirit too. But Moses is special. He's technically sound. He has the IQ, he has the speed, he has the power. And believe it or not, also, he's not a gigantic and height-wise imposing heavyweight, but his size, the height that he is, it gives him so much speed and agility to be able to do things that most big men can't do in the ring.
But we don't just expect Moses Itauma to go in there and have his way against a Filip Hrgović. Filip Hrgović, like he did against Daniel Dubois, will give him a tough fight.
Absolutely. But I've never seen Filip Hrgović in with someone like Moses. A lot of times we're saying Moses is in with a name. Well, Hrgović is also in with a name that the type of opponent I've never seen him in there. Where I've never seen him in there with a southpaw that has the IQ, also have punching power, know how to move, know how to be in and out, agility, so forth. So it's a great fight. Both are going to be challenged.
Yeah, it is a great fight. We're ready for that one. That one's coming up very soon for you on DAZN. The fight that is about to happen for you live on DAZN is the fight between Romero and Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez challenging for Romero's WBA World Welterweight Championship. You love to get into some film study and some tape study.
Yes.
And you've done that for us. You kind of look for the loopholes that you see. You're going to give us a breakdown. Talk to me about Teo's keys to victory. What do you see those as?
Well, you can't forget, Kate, Rolly is very unorthodox, but there's a few things that he could do. He can make Rolly overcommit. Rolly is a heavy puncher, but every time he punch, especially hard, he wants to be over his front knee. He could be made paid off of that. Even when he's throwing a jab, he overcommits. This is what Teo's going to have to get him to do. When he did it here against Gervonta made him pay. He overreached all the time. And Teo also, he had to take chances with him. Punch in between the punches of Rolly. Rolly's ready to load up with the left hook. James was able to get through with the jab. He was ready to throw a right hand there, and James threw his right hand. So you got to take right here. He's ready to load up. Isaac punch at the same time. And we all know what happened when he fought Gervonta Davis. He got caught punching in between punches. Right while he was punching, Gervonta Thompson went right through the middle. Teo also have to engage and disengage. When he's going to engage and clinch time come, work your free hand like Pitbull Cruz is doing here. Don't let Rolly just play a silent agreement game with you. Work the free hand. When you want to disengage, Use the jab. Don't forget about the basics. Use the jab. Whenever there's a center space and there's nothing going on, Teo has to use his jab.
Yeah, so that's Teofimo Lopez for you. We know how special he can be. 2-division champion. Beat Vasily Lomachenko to become a world champ at 135. Beat Josh Taylor to become a world champion at 140. Now going against Rolly Romero in this kind of fight. What do you think are the keys to victory for Rolly on his side of things?
He's in with a very technically sound fighter, but there's things that he could do. At least 2, 3, or maybe even 4 things. One, take advantage of the low lead hand by Teo. Teo sometimes take his distance for granted. There against Barboza, his lead hand is down, and right when he wants to get it up, he's always a bit too late. Barboza was able to get a 2-1 there. There, his lead hand is down and his chin is over his front knee. He gets hit with a jab. His lead hand is always down, and here, when he goes against Kambosos, he's approaching Kambosos with his lead hand down. And not just is his lead hand down, but after he throw the jab, he don't get it back up, it goes right back down, and that cost him a serious knockdown there. Shakur had a ball with him. He literally had his lead hand down. Shakur did nothing but jab all night. Right when Rolly was attacked, look at him. His lead hand is down, and Shakur is able to just go through the straight line, lead hand down. He could have closed his eyes and threw that jab from a southpaw standpoint, and it would have landed. He also has to be spiteful and rough in the inside. No silent agreements. Here, Teo, he doesn't want to fight in the inside. He just wants to be close. He's not really a rough and rugged guy in the inside. This is where Rolly has to make him pay. How he did with Gervonta there. Use your forearms. Use your open palms. Get Teo off of you. Be rough inside. Don't make silent agreements. Don't just let time go by. He has to be rough. Use believable feints. Rolly is a very hard puncher. There, look at that believable feint. Ryan almost choked up the way how he did it. Believable feint, and it takes his opponents out of position because they already know he punch hard, so anything he do, they're going to be on the lookout for him. Look, a believable feint, and it just makes them disengage, and it also gives him space with his opponents. Look, another feint. And another thing here that he's going to do against Ryan. And look, it gives up space, and it gives him time to attack. It gives him time to be more aggressive and have more offense.
All right, so Teofimo Lopez going against Rolly Romero. You might be the only person that thinks this that I've spoken to so far, but you think your prediction is that who wins this tonight?
I'm going with Rolly. I'm going with Rolly by decision. I think Rolly is the most disrespected champion in boxing. I think Rolly is fast. I think he has a good jab. I think he showed he could be disciplined and composed at the same time. And as long as he could do that and listen to Coach Ishmael, I think it won't be an upset to me once he do this. You know what I mean? I really believe that he can pull it off.
But you also wouldn't be shocked if you saw Teofimo Lopez have a special night. We know what caliber of a fighter he is as well.
Absolutely, one of the most technically sound fighters in the game is what Teofimo is. But I think styles make fights. I think Rolly is going to build off of his fight against Ryan. I think the things that he did good against Ryan, they could play out good for him against Teo. If Teo beat Rolly, everyone's going to say they're not surprised. If Rolly beat Teo, it's going to shake up things a bit in the world of boxing.
Yeah, and in the welterweight division for sure. Okay, so tonight, Rolly Romero and Teofimo Lopez, they fight for the WBA World Welterweight title. Rolly and Teo have been longtime friends. They know each other from the amateurs and multiple sparring sessions that they've shared since. And the build-up to this fight has been, for the most part, respectful. But tonight's fight is legacy-defining, and friendship is secondary.
You guys just got to tune in. It's going to be an explosive fight against two punchers. It's going to be one of the greatest fights, if not the greatest fight this year.
This right here is history for me. This is history in the making for me. And when I say that, I mean that, because this is 3 divisions for me. At 29 now, I mean, this is the time.
I believe the greatest Teo is going to come and fight me on Saturday night. Bro, that dude has heart, bro. He's a dog, man, dude. I mean, dude, with his face, the way he's been cut up and all that stuff, a lot of people would never fight again.
Rolly possesses just a unique style that no one else can capitalize or, train for. No matter the power that you have, it's not going to win the fight, I think that styles make fights, and I have the perfect style to beat Rolly.
They're never going to give me my credit, and I've accepted that. They're going to be like, Teo wasn't qualified, and all this stuff. Shakur burnt him out with his pillow fist and all this stuff, bro. They're not, Rolly beat Teofimo, he's burnt out, all this stuff, all that, So when I am gone, you guys are going to miss me.
Got nothing but respect for him, but I'm going to whoop that ass in a little bit. I think how it plays out, start to finish, is just me breaking him down each round as we go, depending how long it goes. and just dissecting him and making it a beatdown, really. Let's go. Takeover.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is go time. It's our main event. Rolly Romero versus Teofimo Lopez for the WBA World Welterweight Championship. Here is our tale of the tape. Rolly Romero, 30 years old, 5'8" with a 68-inch reach. Lopez, slightly taller, slightly longer, but both these men should be in their fighting prime.
Both these guys are identical with the height and the reach, but when it comes to the rounds fought, you can see the big difference. Over 60 professional rounds in favor of Teofimo, and of course the power and the knockout percentage is in favor of Rolly Romero, and that's the tale of the fight. Two guys that know each other well, turn pro at the same time, but power and experience separates these guys.
Let's go into the ring now, and Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for the main event of the evening. Please welcome the boxers as they make their way to the ring. First, here is the challenger from Brooklyn, New York. Please welcome the renowned two-division champion of the world, the Takeover, Teofimo Lopez.
Well, Teofimo believes the children are the future, Sergio.
I love seeing this, man. This is a big moment for kids that are the next in line. Boxers that want this same limelight, want the same moment, and this is a great experience. You gotta hand it for Teofimo, man. He's always a showman. He's always creative with not only his outfits and his way of fighting, but his entrances as well.
How about this group of kids, up-and-coming boxers, getting asked by Team Lopez to help him with this ring walk?
Hey, that kid's good.
As he challenges for his third division title. Very cool moment for these young guys.
I'll never forget meeting Teofimo the first time. I believe he was 4-0, and he came up to me in a fight and said, "Hey, do you know who I am?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "You better learn my name, because I'm going to be world champion one day." And I did learn his name, and he did become a two-division world
He has
champion.
had an outstanding career up until this point. Fought and beat Vasily Lomachenko at a time when Lomachenko was at the top of his game. Has had some stumbles along the way. The loss to Kambosos, the bad fight against Sandor Martin, but he has rebounded every single time. And now here he is with an opportunity to do it once again.
Can this man take over a new division? Teofimo Lopez gets his shot tonight against Rolly Romero. When we asked Lopez what his strategy was going to be, he said, "Listen, I'm going old school. Hit and don't get hit."
And not let him think. You gotta make Rolly fight your fight. The more athletic fighter is Teofimo Lopez. He has the better footwork. He has the better timing. He has the better angles. You gotta be the shiftier fighter. So do not stand in front of the power of Rolly, and that's what that man does. The takeover Teofimo knows how to outflank opponents.
But did the Shakur Stevenson loss take anything out of Teofimo Lopez? That was the most sound defeat of his professional career. A clean loss at this stage of his career. Has that affected him in any negative way? We're about to find out.
And what role will his father play tonight in that bout against Shakur Stevenson? His corner advice was horrible on every possible level. Lopez said it's his father's last chance tonight to step up and help him and not hinder it.
And now making his way to the ring, here's the defending champion from Las Vegas, Nevada, the newly crowned WBA welterweight champion of the world, Rolando Rolly Romero.
but Chris, he hasn't fought since 15 months inactive.
Yeah, and Rolly Romero has had a fascinating career, and it's one that you can look at through two different lenses. There's the case you can make that he's a top fighter, two-division world champion, a clean win over Ryan Garcia, and there's also the case that he's not. Questionable wins over Jackson Mirinez, Ishmael Barroso, a knockout loss to Tank Davis and Isak Cruz, a win over Ryan Garcia that some would argue was more about Garcia than it was Romero. But here he is, a world champion with a chance to stamp himself as one of the best fighters in this division. He has battled some demons to get here, guys. Deep depression, thoughts of suicide, but says his faith has put him back on the right track. There is always going to be a measure of unpredictability with Rolly Romero, but he insists that we are going to get the best version of him tonight.
And those watching at home on our fan zone believe Rolly Romero will win this fight 56% to 44.
Ladies and gentlemen, indeed, we welcome you to the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, as Premier Boxing Champions presents the PBC pay-per-view featured bout of the evening, brought to you by TGB Promotions in association with Takeover Promotions, sponsored by DraftKings. The crown is yours, and by Paramount Pictures, By Any Means. Get your tickets for By Any Means only in theaters September the 4th. This bout is sanctioned by the WBA, the president, Gilberto Jesus Mendoza, along with the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Dallas Hahn, executive director Jeff Mullen. Introducing our three judges scoring the action from ringside, we have Tim Cheatham, Max DeLuca, and Glenn Feldman. Introducing our referee in charge, he'll be giving instructions after the introductions, Harvey Dock. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Welterweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world on DAZN, the global home of boxing and Prime Video, live from Las Vegas, Nevada, it's time for the main event of the evening. Introducing to you first, the challenger on my right, fighting out of the red corner, entering the ring wearing beige trunks with silver trim, fighting out of and representing his home of Brooklyn, New York. He weighed in right at the welterweight limit of 147 pounds with a record of 22 wins and 2 losses. He has 13 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight challenging for his third weight division world title, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the top welterweight contender and the renowned former unified lightweight world champion and the former junior welterweight champion of the world, introducing the Takeover, Teofimo Lopez. And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion, fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing white trunks with gold trim. He is fighting out of and representing his hometown of right here, Las Vegas, Nevada. He weighed in at 146.6 pounds. With a record of 17 wins and 2 losses, he has 13 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight he is making the first defense of his current world title. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the hard-hitting former interim lightweight champion and the current reigning and defending WBA welterweight champion of the world, introducing Rolando Romero. Once again, our referee in charge is Harvey Dock, now ready to give instructions.
Okay, boxers, we went over the instructions earlier. As a reminder, obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. Touch him up, good luck.
Sometimes you have to hurt the ones you love. Will these good friends become good foes tonight? Rolly Romero predicts a Fight of the Year contender. Teofimo Lopez says he's not going to be able to touch me. 12 rounds for the WBA Welterweight Championship of the World, live from the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Here we go.
You go, boys.
And what to watch for early for me is the discipline of Rolly Romero. He was extremely disciplined in that win over Ryan Garcia, kept that hand up to protect against the left hook and landed those left hooks of his own. Teofimo says he wants to take that away from Rolly, wants to make him uncomfortable, wants to get him reckless so he can take advantage with his counterpunching.
And he wants to take advantage of that midsection. The thing about Teofimo, he's very good with that jab. Even though he drops it low, he's accurate. If he aims at the midsection of Romero, which doesn't move, that's how you can prevent him from coming forward.
Sergio, earlier you said the key to victory was the same for both fighters. Whoever could implement their game plan would win.
And whoever could stick to that strategy all the way to the end, not get carried away or get frustrated. We have seen both fighters get frustrated. Whoever sticks to a smarter game plan will win rounds and will win this fight.
You know, one thing that Teofimo said he worked on over the last 5 months as he went into an extra long training camp was being more disciplined. He said he's gotten away from that in some of his recent fights, especially when it came to protecting against that jab. He thought Shakur took advantage because he was lazy out there and keeping that right hand down.
This crowd is very pro Rolly Romero, which is a bit surprising.
Now, Rolly is the Las Vegas native. Teofimo Lopez lives here now, but he more closely identifies with New York.
Exchange jabs halfway through round number 1. Waiting to see who can land the first consequential blow.
Remember, Rolly coming off that 15-month layoff. That's a long time for him to be out of the ring.
Rolly defending his title for the first time after beating Ryan Garcia last summer. Lopez trying to become a 3-division world champion.
You can see that Teofimo doesn't want to commit to anything right now because Rolly Romero's looking to roll those big shoulders of his and come back with that right hand. Teofimo's been here, done that.
Good left hand there from Rolly.
And that's the thing about Rolly Romero. His power comes at the end. So he has long arms. It looks like he has long arms, but Teofimo has half an inch reach advantage, but still the power is at the end of the punch when it comes to Rolly.
You see a little bit of the game plan from Rolly, kind of leaning back, trying to get Teofimo to commit so he can respond with a counter shot.
Did you think that Rolly would be on the front foot more, Sergio?
I think he's respecting Teofimo right now, but we can expect Rolly to be on the front foot.
Good counter right. Sorry, good counter right from Lopez.
Stop with the bell. Stop with the bell. I got it. Stop with the bell. Stop with the bell. Good job.
¿Quiere agua?
Listen for that bell.
Ok, mi nene. Mira, mi Rolly, mira lo que te voy a decir. Concéntrate en mí.
Listen to me.
Lo estás
Concentrate.
haciendo muy bien.
You're doing good.
Muy bien.
Okay.
Tienes que mantenerte con la finta. Lo
You
único
got
que
to
tienes que
maintain
tener
the
cuidado cuando
feints.
tú tires el swing, él te está tirando la derecha.
Look, when he's throwing that
Acuérdate que
white
se tira
left
el swing
hand,
es
he's
donde
throwing
se
the
pone
right
la
hand over
cabeza.
it, so you got to watch out for that.
Mi Rolly, ¿estamos bien?
You understand? We're fine, Rolly. You understand? We're fine.
Rolly, ¿estamos bien? Por favor, no pierda el foco de esta mierda.
Rolly, please, look at me. Look at me. Do not lose focus. Pay attention.
And Chris, kind of going back to how he's been all week, Rolly's almost seemed like he's in a trance. He wouldn't even look at his trainer there.
Yeah, he has been catatonic for most of this week, including yesterday at the weigh-in during that final interview. And you can hear Ismail Salas, who's had a lot of success with Rolly over the last 3 fights, trying to get through to him.
It's like the thing about Rolly, I mean, I think he's a smart kid, but there's a glazed look in his eyes every time he's talking to you. When he's not focused, but he's definitely a smart fighter, and he's definitely a heavy-handed fighter.
Lopez has been knocked down 3 times in his career, so don't be shocked if Romero puts him there. Sandor Martin, George Kambosos, and Figueros all put Lopez on the canvas.
That check left hook is going to keep Lopez responsible. Romero does have a strong left hook, but that's not going to be enough to keep the volume and the faster hands of Teofimo from not punching. See that jab to the chest? That's by design. Jabbing at the chest, jabbing at the midsection. That doesn't move from Rolly Romero.
Nice right hand there from Lopez, who's still the man coming forward. I thought Lopez would be the man going backwards, counter punching, but he's the aggressor as Rolly just misses that right hand.
Well, he wants to make Rolly reckless. He wants to take him out of his game plan. You heard Ismael Salas say, stay focused, basically stay disciplined. That's what Teofimo wants Rolly to get away from. He wants him swinging wildly.
Good body punches in the inside. Both hands, both sides of the ribs by Teofimo Lopez. And that's going to be the game plan right now. Do not go head hunting. Rolly's looking to counter you right now. Just keep sticking to the body, keep jabbing at the midsection.
And that's how you get Rolly frustrated. You keep sticking him with that jab to the midsection. That's going to make him more aggressive, more assertive.
Good jab there by Rolly. Rolly needs to get that jab going. He's looking for that left hand a little bit too much. He's looking for that left hook. Get that jab going and keep Teofimo off you.
Lopez didn't talk about knocking Rolly out. He felt like it would be a boxing lesson that he'd win by unanimous decision. He only has 2 stoppage wins in his last 10 bouts. 13 KOs in his 22 victories.
Solid, patient round so far from Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, he has to be careful because that check left hook, he's feeling that power by Rolly. Every time Teofimo commits with that right hand, Romero comes back with a check left hook. There it is right there.
And look, Romero jumped about 10 feet in the air. Another good round for Lopez.
That's it! Go, walk right in. We got this shit. That's it, get your rhythm, man. That's it, you're adapt already.
Yeah.
Jab. You see it, right?
Backing up all the time.
Yeah, you got to triple together.
Catch those punches and pull back.
You're going to get him. Listen, when you hit him, pull back and go again. Don't fucking let him go away.
Okay, fine.
You don't do nothing after you hit him.
Yep.
Keep that right hand up.
Okay. All right, have fun.
All right?
Sidestep him with the right hand. Jab, sidestep.
Don't give me the right hand without the jab. But touch him with the jab. Slap everything away from him.
Have fun.
He's trying to time you with the right hand.
Yeah. All right.
You see it, right? What, bro? See everything right here. Go like this, bro. Do your catch shit. Do your catch shit.
And you hear 2 voices in the corner, Teofimo Sr. and Milton LaCroix, who was the man that taught Teofimo boxing back when he was 6 years old. Worked with him for the fight recently, and now he's back in a corner.
I got to say, I like what I'm hearing from Teofimo Sr. right there. He said the right things. Keep that right hand glued to the right side of your face. And I was seeing that as well because Rolly's looking for that left hook. So as long as you stay responsible with your technique, keep that right hand right by your right side of your face, you're going to be all right if you're Teofimo.
Yeah, Milton LaCroix worked with him for the Barboza fight. And Teofimo was very complimentary of what he's brought to the team. So he's brought some balance and he's kept his father on his toes.
Rolly Romero stressed to us that he doesn't care about money. He doesn't care about fame. What he cares about are titles and legacy. He wants to be a Hall of Famer and knows a win tonight will really help his cause going forward. There's a lot of people, Sergio, that just don't believe in Rolly. They felt like the Ryan Garcia fight was a bit of a fluke.
There's no luck in boxing. I mean, you got to give Rolly Romero a lot of credit for hanging in there after getting knocked out not once but twice, picking up a bacon strap and getting a big fight like this. It wasn't a coincidence. And you can see that Teofimo blocked that right hand, that big left hand by Rolly Romero, and he's listening to instructions of his father. Teofimo doesn't want to commit to that right hand right now. He knows that if he falls off balance, he's going to be susceptible to that right hand of Rolly Romero.
And you can see Rolly being patient, trying to time him with that left hand, hoping to take advantage when Teofimo ducks ducks in. Sometimes when he does duck in, he exposes that head. We saw it when Sandro Martin knocked him down a couple of fights ago. Shakur Stevenson had a lot of success taking advantage of kind of the leaping style of Teofimo Lopez.
And Rolly is reacting to every feint that Teo throws at him, Sergio.
No, but it's not just Rolly. Both of them are reacting. They're both respecting each other. Rolly is more than a puncher. I can tell you right now, he's more than a puncher. He has good instinct. He has a good twitchy counters.
The crowd reacting to everything that Romero does. They're waiting for him to land one of those powerful shots that he's known for, but Lopez, for the most part, has avoided them. Well, I think it's safe to say Lopez looks miles better than he did against Shakur, but that may have to do with the fact he's not fighting Shakur.
I think that's 100% what it is. I think Shakur Stevenson is virtually untouchable at 140 pounds on down.
Back to the jab downstairs. Back aiming at that midsection. That's going to be the target all night. And this is the type of fight that a lot of people thought was going to happen. That it wasn't going to be the slugfest that people expected. We're seeing a back and forth fencing match between two strong punchers. One accurate, one heavy-handed.
Ishal Salas said this would be a chess match, and so far it has looked like just that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, some of the biggest names of boxing are here. There's Shushu Carrington, Nico Ali Walsh, Lamont Roach, good to see him back. Alberto Puello, Fernando Vargas Jr., Amado Vargas. Where's Emiliano? Oh, Jorge Linares.
There he is right there.
Good. Jamal Charlo. David Benavidez Sr., BJ Flores in the house, and Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. How many of those guys can you beat up right now, Sergio?
None. I'll be honest with you.
Second up. Second up.
Well, so far, this just feels like Teofimo Lopez's fight, Sergio. Would you change anything right now if you're rolling?
No, because he's relying on Teofimo to make a mistake. Teofimo hasn't made a mistake. He hasn't punched over his front foot. He hasn't thrown more than 2 punches because he knows Rolly's waiting to punch in between the shots. So right now, it's very responsible performance, technical performance by Teofimo Lopez. Guys like Rolly, you can't throw combinations with. You know, they're just too strong, and they take too many chances. You got to take twos and fews. See that? Look, that left hand right there is what Teo's respecting. It's quick, it's strong, and it's long.
Yeah, but Rolly's got to win some of these rounds, doesn't he? He's got to do more than just wait and hope Lopez makes a mistake.
Yeah, and the more that he tries to get aggressive, the more that Teofimo's going to run him into some shots. He has the faster hands. He has the more accurate hands. The power's with Rolly, but that's not going to be enough tonight.
Teofimo thought he was doing too much switching over the last couple of fights, most notably against Shakur, and that comes down to maybe the overconfidence that comes with being a world champion at the top of your game at 140. And you definitely don't see that. Good shot by Rolly Romero.
And you got to remember, the thing about Rolly Romero, he got a late start. He started boxing at 17 years old. He only had less than 20 amateur fights, and he's fighting a 2016 Olympian, a 2-division world champion, someone that's just a lot more experienced.
Yeah, but Sergio, you're talking like Rolly Romero's a 20-1 underdog. He's the champ. This is almost a pick-em fight. Usually he's more aggressive. He's pushing fighters back. Right now, he's just sitting back trying to land one shot. You can't tell me this is a good game plan.
Rolly is a title holder. He hasn't beat a champion. That's the thing. That's the difference. Only one champion is in there, and that's Teofimo Lopez. You got a title holder and a 2-division champion. That's no disrespect to Rolly. He came a long way, but he's going to have to find out. He's going to have to take chances with that power in order to win.
There's some. And Lopez doesn't seem to be deterred by it as he lands a right hand on the inside. Lopez looks like he's in the zone right now, Chris. Are you sensing that?
I think he's fighting a disciplined fight. I think that jab has been a good weapon for him. I don't think Rolly's been outclassed yet, because I don't think Teofimo's done a ton in there. He's not landing a ton of power shots, at least this point.
Oh, and that's by design. That's by design. He's going to keep it like this. There's that check hook. There's that that check hook. That's the only thing that Teofimo needs to watch out for. Keep that right hand glued to the right side of your face.
The crowd trying to urge Rolly in to try and do more, but he let Lopez off the hook, maybe.
And don't stop having fun. The thing about Teofimo, he thrives on rhythm. You know, he has to have rhythm to shine. Good body shot there by Rolly.
You gotta give me that double right hand, bro.
Rolly, ¿tú no te sientes bien haciendo eso, man?
What? You don't feel good doing that?
Es lo que te quiero decir.
Look.
No te ponga, escucha. Rolly, escúchame un momento, nene.
Listen to me,
tú
okay?
no te puedes poner. Tú tienes que ganarle, tienes que meterle las manos.
Look, the only way you're going to win is if you let your hands go. See, only one shot was thrown right there by Teofimo because he knows that Rolly's waiting to check him with that left hook right there. If that punch would have landed a little bit more cleaner, landed a little earlier, would have had more effect. But Teofimo's athleticism, his footwork, was able to catch him before he was able to get all that power behind it.
Back up, back up.
You can hear the trainer basically telling Rolly, these one shots at a time aren't going to win you rounds. You got to let your hands go. But Rolly seemed to be more interested in looking up at the jumbotron. We're in round 5, scheduled for 12. And again, it's Lopez pushing Romero back.
And that's the first 3-punch combination thrown by Teofimo. And as soon as he threw that last punch, he brought the right hand right back to the right side of his cheek.
Good left hand there from Romero.
Teofimo knows exactly who he's in there with. He has to respect what comes back, but it's not enough to win rounds for Rolly. He's keeping those guns holstered too much.
Well, he certainly looks menacing, does Romero. But he's got to throw more punches. Do you have Romero winning a round yet, Chris?
Yeah, I've got it 3 rounds to 1 in favor of Teofimo Lopez. I gave Romero the first round. I would caution you guys that these rounds are close. Rolly does need to throw more punches. He does need to follow the instructions of Ismael Salas, but I haven't seen anything special yet from Teofimo Lopez. The vast amount of his scoring shots have been coming off that jab.
Well, fight statistics, Lopez has landed more jabs, 3-1, and 1 more power shot than has Romero. There's a left from Rolly and a jab. You gotta like this, Sergio, and he's busted Lopez open.
And that's that power, that left-handed power of Rolly Romero. It's a long, strong hook, and it's done enough to open up the face of Teofimo.
And now Romero maybe pushing Teo back a little bit, and that would certainly change the complexion of this fight. And with the right hand, and he almost dropped him with 1 shot, and now Romero's opening up. Lopez in trouble in the corner. They won't call that a knockdown. This crowd is at fever pitch. Blood gushing out of the right eye of Teofimo Lopez. And now Rolly can become the bigger, stronger, menacing man.
Well, Teofimo wanted Rolly Romero to open up and be the aggressor. That's exactly what he's going to get. That eye of Teofimo is a target for Rolly right now.
And we've seen this happen before with Teofimo. Over-aggressive, running into shots, just like when he fought George Kambosos. Rolly made him pay with that left hand.
I'll tell you what, though, Teofimo just missed on that counter right hand. Rolly overextended, missed him wide.
Lopez says, you can't hurt me.
We needed this. We needed this shit. Come on, come on. All right, yeah. You gotta get out. Go on the side, go on the side. Hey, listen. We needed this, bro. You fucking playing with this guy too much. We needed this. I told you. We needed a hard shot to come back. Bro, keep that right hand up.
Big right hand over the top. Normally it was a left hand, but it was a looping right hand, and you could hear the corner of Teofimo. Teofimo Sr. telling Junior he needed this. He needed to wake up, but he didn't need that right hand. It was too early, too much power, and now the blood is flowing. It's going to be a long night for Teofimo.
And that was the counter right hand that Rolly was looking for.
Let's see how well they did on that cut in the corner. Big round 5 for Rolly. But Lopez was defiant at the end of the round, Sergio, telling Romero, you can't hurt me.
This is the thing about Teofimo. He thrives under chaos. Like the more reckless and dangerous a fight gets, the more he likes walking that fine line. Rolly's just waiting patiently to land that shot again. He's not in here to be a volume puncher, a combination puncher. He's going to be a strictly one-punch knockout artist tonight.
And now again, Romero content to fight backwards and let Lopez get on the front foot.
Teofimo's going to have to start throwing that right hand away and dipping under the left hook. That check left hook of Rolly Romero. It's like a mousetrap. That left hook by Rolly Romero. Every time Teofimo throws that right hand, he just slings it right away. You have to use it to his advantage. Go under it.
Let's check in with Malik Scott. What are you seeing, Malik?
Well, first of all, I'm seeing Rolly doing exactly what I thought would be the best for him, and that's staying patient, staying behind his front knee, not actually going to go chase Teo. And Teo, he almost got knocked down again because everything he do offensively and defensively, his lead hand is down. After he jabbed, the lead hand is down. And that's how Rolly was able to get the right hand in. He still haven't learned his lesson with that lead hand from his fights with Shakur and his fights with Barboza when the right hands was getting through.
We'll be checking in with Malik throughout the night. He did predict that Romero would win this fight.
You know, so much blood in the face of Teofimo Lopez. It's now all over the face of Rolly Romero. Good bounce back round, though, so far from Teofimo Lopez. When he's not getting caught with that counter shots, he's doing enough to win these rounds.
Would you like to see Romero be a little more aggressive in this round after the success he had in the 5th, Sergio?
No, I think if he gets more aggressive, he's going to give Teofimo more openings. I think he's doing the right thing here. I think this was a strategy of his. That left hand is so dangerous that it could be a jab or a check left hook, and it's doing enough damage.
Good body shot there from Teofimo.
Slip there from Lopez. How Lopez didn't go down, by the way, in round 5. What great balance he showed to not touch the canvas. But yeah, good bounce back round for Lopez. And he needed it. That is a beauty shot of San Diego, California, just announced September 19th. Interim WBC super lightweight champ Isaac Pitbull Cruz puts his title on the line against Puerto Rican contender Nestor Bravo, live from the Pechanga Arena in San Diego and live on the global home of boxing, DAZN. What do you make of that bout?
I love that bout. I love that bout. Hey, I mean, Pitbull Cruz is a Mexican favorite.
El mismo boxeo que hemos estado haciendo, mi nene. Rolly, que bola con Rolly. Que bola con tu jab y
Rolly, I need you to jab. Go back to the jab.
I think Rolly's going to fight this fight the way he wants to, no matter what anyone else has to say to him. He told us in the fighter meetings when we asked him what his strategy would be, he said, God will give me the strategy when I get in the ring.
Right now, that strategy is patience. Patience and that slinging left hook.
I believe him when he says stuff like that, because we gave him credit for the game plan that he had against Ryan Garcia. One of the things that Rolly told us this week was that wasn't the game plan, that he got injured during the warm-ups that fight with his right hand, couldn't throw the right hand, so had to make an adjustment, and come up with another game plan. Either way, I've got this a competitive fight. 58-56 in favor of Teofimo Lopez. He got rocked in that 5th round, but I thought he bounced back nicely in the 6th. And look, Ismael Salas is giving the right advice. Rolly's got to get more active. When he hurts Lopez or clips him, that's when he has success. But rounds like the last one and the way this one's starting, all Teofimo Lopez.
Nice right hand there by Teofimo, short right hand. That's the punch he's going to have to start looking for. It's that short right hand. Once he throws that jab, he can't pull it back. He can land that shot because Rolly does drop that lead left hand as well.
And Lopez's team believes as this fight progresses, they're going to be...
Oh, right hand by Lopez and a counter right from Romero.
They believe they're the stronger fighter in the second half of the fight.
Now Romero deciding to throw first and having some success. You've got Rolly Romero winning at home, 59-41. It's the quiet rounds that Lopez is winning.
He's winning on the back of activity. He's winning on the back of style. Again, aggressiveness. That's a variable when it comes to the judges.
Lopez wants Romero to stand and bang with him a little bit. Trying to rile this crowd up here in Las Vegas.
I think that's exactly what Rolly is waiting for, to stand and bang. I know Teofimo is punching and dipping, punching and stepping back. Anytime he gets in there, he throws 2 shots, and then he steps back looking for a counter.
Sat down that left hand right there.
Yeah. Sergio, I don't know. I think Lopez is up for more of a fight than you're giving him credit for.
I do too. Look, Rolly, maybe he wants a fight, but he could make one at any time. He's the one using the entirety of the ring.
Okay, how come he hasn't thrown more than 3-punch combination as Lopez?
Because he's got a guy running away from him.
No, in this round it is, but
in the all fight he's been doing this, Sergio. He's been fighting this way the entire time.
There's a 4-punch combination all over to the body. Good stuff.
Good jab there for Lopez.
Yeah, that got Romero off balance. Good round here for Teofimo. Whoa, nice check hook there for Romero at the bell.
The power in that left hand by Romero.
Just keep your right hand up, go and walk this motherfucker down with the jab. Okay. You're winning every round, but you gotta hit him, bro. I've been hitting him. I know. Keep on throwing it. Get more comfortable with the fucking walking down with the shifting, bro. He's gonna keep on running. He wants to win the fight like that.
There's that check left hook that missed. Right hand landed by Teofimo, but right back. That's the counter that everything is Rolly's basing on. It's that straight right hand. Left hook on the outside, right hand on the inside. And these are the shots that I'm seeing every time Teofimo's coming forward. Good accuracy by Romero. And that's that left hand right there. You could tell that hurt Romero.
Yep.
It hurt Lopez again.
We'd just like to see more of that from Romero. He could win some of these rounds if he just landed a few more punches, let his hands go. Some of these rounds if he just landed a few more punches, let his hands go. You know, are those 2 for that from Romero? He could win some of these rounds if he just landed a few more punches, let his hands go. You know, some of these rounds if he just landed a few more punches, let his hands go. of these rounds if he just landed a few more punches, let his hands go. You know, are those two Romero may need to win the rest of the rounds.
I know, maybe even a knockout. I mean, he has a power for a knockout, but yeah, I have to agree. He is behind in this fight and not taking enough chances. I mean, you would think that he was the one that had to win the world title. But he's the champion. You need to defend that championship.
Yeah, after that big round 5, Rolly just didn't do anything after that to follow up on it. He didn't chase Teo in the 6th, didn't try to pose his will. He's just sitting back trying to land that counter shot.
This is like a intense sparring match, and these guys do know each other.
Then it's after 36 rounds of sparring, we've had 8 plus more.
The chance of Teo getting grounded out right now. But he's the one in charge. I'm not sure even if the corner of Romero tried to change strategies or encourage him to do something else, if he would listen, Sergio. He seems to be in his own world.
And that's normally the case when you're talking about Rolly Romero. You know, he's a man that, you know, he walks the beat of his own drum, even though that's an awkward drum.
Half a minute to go here in the 9th. Another relatively quiet round for Romero when he needs to be getting loud.
Rolly relies on fighters to get frustrated or make mistakes, and that's not the case with an experienced fighter that's been on the championship level, that's been facing, you know, fighters like Lomachenko and Josh Taylor and plenty others. You're not going to fool a guy like Teofimo. You have to press him.
Time. Tú quieres ganar, ¿no, verdad? Rolly, haz lo que está haciendo.
Rolly.
Acuérdate, mira.
Remember, Rolly, listen to me.
Casarte, él te quiere alar para tirarte contraataque.
He wants you to get forward so he can counter you.
Tú tienes que obligarle con tu finta.
You have to force him with feints. Get him to bite.
Regálame un jab con fuerza.
Can you please give me a jab with power?
Rolly, nos vamos para el Hall de la Fama.
Come on, we're not going to go to the Hall of Fame like this.
Oye, esto no te lo puede quitar nadie.
No one can take this away from you. Come on.
It's kind of wild. There's just no reaction whatsoever from Rolly Romero. Not that you expect a lot of conversation in the corner, but at least engaging, at least acknowledging what your trainer is saying. Ismael Salas is an elite boxing trainer who has led Rolly to this championship level, and it just doesn't seem like Rolly's engaging with him at all.
And there was a little bit of a personal shot there by Salas because Rolly Romero all week has been talking about how he wants to be a Hall of Famer. Salas said this is not how a Hall of Famer should be fighting right now.
You know, leading up to the fight or in interviews when we talked to Rolly, I always thought that it was an act. You know, when he gives you that blank look and when he speaks real, slow. But in the corner, you could see that he doesn't, he dazes away. He doesn't focus. He doesn't really focus or channel his attention.
Let's check back in with Malik Scott.
One thing that I noticed that Teo, in my opinion, can do a little bit more. We're saying that Rolly is not taking enough chances, and he's not, especially for the guy that hurt the other guy 2 times. Teo could pick up the pace a little bit too, of course with his lead hand up, but he could take a bit more chances because it's not a lot he's doing. Like there, he landed, but the second and third effort, I'm really ready to see both of them pick it up. I'm hoping that the 11th and 12th round will be a lot more entertaining from both guys.
I'd like to see both of them pick it up as well, but if I'm in Teofimo Lopez's corner, if I'm his father, if I'm Milton LaCroix, I got to be feeling pretty comfortable about where I stand on the scorecards. And there's only one of these guys in the ring that has game-changing power. So I'd want to stay away from any type of adversity or any type of danger against Rolly Romero.
And I'd like to see Teofimo continue doing what he's doing. Even though it's not crowd-pleasing, he will become a 3-division world champion doing just this.
Yeah, to me, it's incumbent on Rolly Romero to do something to change the tide of this fight, change the momentum of this fight. This is us saying it, and round after round, it's Ismael Salas in his corner saying it.
Sergio, is there a chance that maybe Romero thinks he's winning this fight, that he doesn't need to do more?
I don't even want to try to get in the head. Romero, yeah. I don't know what he's thinking.
But give credit where credit's due. It's Lopez who's imposed his will. He's landing more shots. He's working harder. He's pushing the pace.
Teofimo finally landed that right hand. It's very dangerous punch to throw, but that's the punch that's going to take out Rolly. It's going to be a right hand.
In the corner of Lopez, they think Romero's hurt. They're urging Lopez to come forward.
It was a good shot, but I don't think he's hurt.
There's some of those jabs Salas wanted, but they don't connect. You know, this crowd is very pro-Romero, but he just hasn't given him much to cheer about since the 5th round.
Keep him up, keep him up.
And Romero in full retreat mode here.
I'll tell you what, ever since that big shot that Rolly landed, they were right in the corner of Lopez. They needed that wake-up call.
What round is this? What's the water? What's the water? Water! Is that what? This is 11? What round is this? Is it 11? 11? No, it can't be 11. Okay, you got him. Okay? You got him. Let's do lo mancheco. Let's do lo mancheco. He can't run forever, bro. You got him. Jab your way in. Don't fucking keep that right hand up, please. Gotta win. What's up, guys? You gotta win these 2 rounds, baby, okay?
That's interesting. I heard the cornerman say that you need to win these 2 rounds, and Teofimo Sr. actually saying the opposite, saying you're in control. Do not make mistakes. And
well, I think actually that's the right advice for once.
I have to.
Way to go, Lopez Sr.
Exactly. I agree with Sr. as well.
All right, 2 rounds to go. Romero's got to do something special. And we know he's got the power to do it. Does he have the resolve and the determination and the want-to?
I think he was relying on Teofimo to get over-aggressive or make mistakes, and we're seeing a responsible Teofimo.
Blood continues to drip off the cut. It was made in round 5, a punch from Romero. That was his best round by far. Nearly dropped Lopez. Thought that might will be the momentum changer, but after that, Romero just hasn't done much. Good jab from Teo. As we look at Chris Mannix's scorecard with 2 to go.
Yeah, I've got Teofimo Lopez firmly in control at this point, 98 to 92. I just walked over to the corner of Rolly Romero and asked Ismael Salas what he needed to see from Rolly. He said he's got to come forward and he's got to let his hands go. I asked him, does he think that Rolly is listening to him in between these rounds? He said, sometimes.
See Teofimo finally going under the left hook of Rolly. I think that would have been better for Teofimo if he caused Rolly to hit air, like miss completely with that left hook going under it. But he still was able to dictate the pace, control the power of a Rolly Romero.
Well, it looks to me like if Lopez wanted to, he could just get on his bike and win these last 2 rounds and be done. But he's still trying to come forward and take the fight to Rolly.
Yeah, but he's doing it responsibly, just with that jab, the lead right hand, that right hand going downstairs and not upstairs. Every time he throws that right hand up there, up to the top, to the head, Rolly has the big enough shoulders to roll with it and come back with a strong right hand.
The optics just aren't good for Romero as he continues to go backwards, Chris.
Yeah, he's looking for that one check left hook that can land a straight right hand. They clipped Teofimo with a couple of rounds ago, but each round is just starting to look the same. Round after round, Teofimo chasing Rolly around the ring, landing a couple of combinations, using that jab. And Rolly constantly on his bike. Rolly Romero is not a high-volume guy. I think he averages like 30 punches per round, which is well below what Teofimo averages, about 47. But even this strategy is kind of befuddling to me.
Yeah, he's relying on one shot, and it's not enough. It's not enough against a fighter like Teofimo Lopez. Too athletic, too gifted, too sharp, too smart.
No, and a right hand lands for Lopez, but Romero caught him too. Boy, Lopez wants to slug it out. I love it. Another big fight night in Las Vegas as you look at the world-famous fountains of the Bellagio, one of the great tourist attractions in this city. And it's all or nothing now for Romero in the 12th.
Oye, me hace falta Rolly, no pierda, mira.
Listen to me, Rolly. Rolly.
Tiene que estar en el centro del ring.
You have to be in the middle of the ring.
Todo lo que tú quieres en el centro del ring lo vas a hacer bien.
Everything that you do right is going to be in the center of the ring.
Tuyo de la vida. Este es tu asalto.
Big right hand landed by Teofimo. Fell off balance with that check slapping hook. But that right hand had more impact than that left hook.
Just touch him up, touch him up.
It's like a George St. Pierre Superman punch from Teo. And let's see what they have in store for us here in the 12th. The crowd rises to their feet.
We're right back to Rolly Romero using the entirety of the ring. I really believe, guys, he is going to hate himself tomorrow because of how he fought. The stakes are just so high for a fight like this. Unification fights on the line, multi-million-dollar fights on the line. He is fighting this cagey fight that looks like he's fighting not to lose less than not to lose, much not to win.
Lopez, on the other hand, who's got this fight in the bag, if he makes it to the final bell, still wants to come forward and challenge Romero.
It's like he has no respect for Rolly Romero. He knows that he's a one-trick pony, either with that left hook or that overhand right, but one punch is not enough for a fighter like Teofimo. You need to put punches together. You need to take chances. You need to throw combinations. Rolly Romero has done none of the above. That check left hook caught the attention of Teofimo early. That check left hook is not enough.
Can Romero land that one big shot like he did in the 5th? Lopez is there for it, guys. He's throwing punches. He's standing in front of him.
Yeah, but it's not going to be a left hook anymore. It has to be a right hand by Romero, and Rolly doesn't throw right hands as much. There's a big one, but telegraph.
Well, I think Lopez has looked really impressive, guys.
I think he's done what he's needed to do to win this fight. He hasn't looked spectacular. He hasn't landed much in the way of big power shots, highlight reel shots, but he's been disciplined. He followed the game plan. Go to the body, use that stabbing jab. I'm sure the jab number is going to be vastly in favor of Teofimo Lopez. And look, after he got buckled in that 5th round, he bounced back nicely, overcame adversity with that issue with the cut in the eye, and has really controlled every round in the second half of this fight.
And that was the key to victory here for Teofimo. He couldn't take chances, had to remain disciplined, had to aim at that midsection, and that's exactly what he did.
And look, again, it's not going on the Teofimo Lopez highlight reel. It's not up there with the Richard Comey win, or the Lomachenko win, or the Josh Taylor win. He's taking what Rolly's giving him, and Rolly's not giving him a lot. I would love to have seen what would have happened if Rolly Romero, who is the heavier-handed guy, had decided to stand there and engage with him.
Yeah, but this is Teofimo. I mean, he's coming off 6 straight decisions, make that 7 now.
10 seconds to go. Is Teofimo Lopez about to become a world champion in a 3rd division? It seems so here in Las Vegas. So the good friends will hug it out. Sergio, you fought your good friend, Alfredo Angulo. What did you feel like after the bell rang?
It was exactly like this. It was blood, it was smiles. Glad it was over, but the thing that was different there, I had a guy trying to take my head off and hurting me. There was no, other than that one round that Rolly Romero landed that big shot, there was nothing else because he had no strategy, didn't listen to his corner. He didn't take no chances, and he just lost his belt because of it.
Is the takeover about to take over the welterweight division? It appears so, but hey, this is boxing. You never know what the judges are going to say until the scorecards are read. We already had one very controversial decision earlier tonight as Carlos Utria got the win over Israel Mercado. Well, we are 1 week away from going back to London, and Moses Atamwa, who has rocketed up the heavyweight rankings, blasting through Dillian White, Dempsey McKean, Jermaine Franklin, and now he gets his toughest test yet. Filip Hrgović, the big Croatian for the IBF World Title. It's live on the global home of boxing. Well, what grade would you give Lopez?
I would say a responsible B. You know, nothing great, but sometimes you need to fight these type of fights where you can look good some other time. Just get the W. Just get another championship in another division and set up a big money fight, and that's what he did.
All right, Jimmy Lennon Jr. has the scores.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have a majority decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Glenn Feldman scores the bout 114 to 114, even a draw. Max DeLuca scores the action 115 to 113, and Tim Cheatham sees it 116 to 112 in favor of the winner and the new WBA welterweight champion of the world, the takeover, Teofimo Lopez.
Well, it was closer than we thought it would be, as Teofimo Lopez does just enough to win it by majority decision. Sergio, if he had lost any of those last few rounds, we would have had a draw.
These judges' scorecards have not been good tonight, but look, let's take that away. The thing about Teofimo, he just took over another weight division, put himself as a player in a huge mega fight with one of these big names at 147. Job done, move on to the next one.
One judge had it even, one had it 115, 113. So Lopez, we were talking about his dad giving him the right advice. The other guy in the corner who's saying, you got to win these last 2 rounds. He was actually right.
The theater of the unexpected. I mean, this is crazy.
And Rolly has the face of someone who honestly thought he did enough to win. Either way, and new Teofimo Lopez, a world champion in a 3rd different weight class. He's the WBA welterweight champion. He's with Chris Mannix.
Well, Teo, congratulations. Let's start with the scorecards. Majority decision. You surprised the fight was that close?
Get the goals, baby. You won every fucking round.
I got some work to do, but I gotta say thank you, God. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for bringing me here much closer. This is something that I need to tell you guys. If you lost and you lose and you come back, you never lost because you're a winner. I'm a winner. And I'm a true example of what winning is. It ain't about losing. It's about never giving up. The scorecard, I could care less because at the end we got victory.
You went 36 rounds with this man in sparring over the years. Was this the fight that you expected?
You know something, I expected something similar to this. Just a little more combinations from Rolly's side, but he was just calculating and staying composed, listening to the instructions.